Are you doing it? Am I doing it? Welcome to Blackwater. Good friends telling better stories. Are you doing it or what?
Oh, fuck. Welcome to Blackwater, where good friends tell better stories.
Are you doing it?
I thought you were doing it.
Welcome to Blackwater.
You're doing it.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
We brought the juice.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna jump into some announcements because I just want to play some good D&D with my friends. Crew's all here. We're very excited. I'm going to acknowledge that we are streaming tonight from the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Coast Salish, Solo, Semiahmoo, Kwantlen, Tsawwassen, and Musqueam First Nations. While our characters play in a world that Tim has created, we are honored to live, work, and ultimately play on these lands tonight. If you love this campaign as much as we do, and you want to get caught up, you can find all of Campaign 2 over on the BlackwaterDnD YouTube page. Campaign 2 episodes released on Fridays at noon with podcast episodes from the previous week dropping on Mondays. Also at noon. You can type !YouTube in the chat to find our channel link. Want to give a big thank you to our TechWater team of Benji and Eric in the studio tonight. Also at the time of filming this, we just got back from GameCon Canada. We had so much fun. It was an incredible weekend. Thank you so much to everyone out there who we met. Thank you to Mark and the team for hosting us. We felt like rock stars. It was so awesome. We've got posters or pictures all across our Instagram. It was so fun. We can't wait to go back next year. Adam ran some awesome games with some wonderful folks. It was really great. And on Saturday night, everyone was there. It was so rad. So thank you once again to the wonderful folks over at GameCon Canada. Yeah, just truly an awesome...
Big shout out to Figurative Minis.
Yes, oh my God. Also wanted to say a huge thank you to the wonderful Courtney from Figuratively Speaking Minis. We love you, Courtney. Thank you so much. Not only did Courtney provide us with a space to put our stuff in, but just such a wonderful Edmontonian host for us. And also,
we can see some new giants on the table.
New giants on the table. Gifted us with a bunch of paint, a bunch of minis. So, Courtney, we love you. Thank you so much for everything. Also, in a very exciting turn of events, Adam and I are going to be at Gen Con.
Yeah!
A
super last minute
decision, but we're going to be there. It's very exciting. I know I'm already going to be on some panels. I think we're going to get on a couple as well. So stay tuned to our socials for all of that information on where you can find us. I will be back with the wonderful folks at Rollicrit, so you will hear a lot from me about the wonderful stuff over at the Rollicrit booth, and that's where, if you want to come find me, that's where I'll be. So very, very excited to be in Indianapolis once again to join in the fantastic Gen Con experience. So stay tuned for more information on that. Also, want to give a huge thank you to the wonderful folks from Unprepared Casters and one of their partners, Brass Dragon Bistro, for sending over some delightful candies after I participated in Minion Madness, which was their charity event for Trans Lifeline, an amazing essential service out of the States, which raised over $27,000 US, which is amazing. Thank you to everyone who donated, and thank you so much to everyone who donated to me specifically. I got a level up, I got a bunch of luck points, I got a bunch of +1s, so thank you so much for, I had a very, very fun time bringing Sweet Neppy back to the game. Also, I'm going to pass around some of the spoils. These are their Cosmic Caramels in Elven Espresso, and on the inside, they said they are a curious confection. The caramel is infused with the very same coffee enjoyed from the high elves at the Tower of Watchman's Spire. When consumed, it grants the creature a taste of the mental acuity they experience when studying in those vast libraries. You can consume the caramel as a bonus action, and when you do so, you have advantage on your next intelligence check.
Oh, you got that?
I'm marking it down. You lose this benefit after you consume it or a short rest. And then we also have some of their gelatinous cube jellies in ginger. And these free-range gelatinous cubes were raised on a delicious diet of ginger root with spice notes for clearing the mind and sharpening the senses. Consuming it confers that power to the creature, granting it some protection from mental assault. When you consume a gummy cube as a bonus action, when you do so, you have resistance to psychic damage. And you lose this benefit after you take psychic damage once or after a short rest, or if you consume another curious confection. So I'm going to pass these around the table. You might hear some.
We're ready.
You hear some crinkling. They are individually wrapped.
Get in there.
No, they're sticky.
Shoot it. No, shoot it.
Yeah, it's got the hands.
We've created a backboard.
Okay.
Is it a hard candy? This might hurt us too.
Hard candy.
Go.
The boy needs his
That was off the post.
I expected.
We got that.
Okay, I expected the gelatinous cubes to be much more assaultingly ginger-y, and they were not. They're very enjoyable. They remind me of ginger ale, so I'm going to pass these around. And I'm going to have some caramels.
Oh, you didn't want it?
That wasn't the offer. That was crazy.
Amazing. So thank you so much to the wonderful
I've got a
folks
real good sense of the taste of it.
from Brass Dragon Bistro for the sweet treats. Some very brief programming updates. Episode 100 has dropped on the podcast, and thank you so much for joining us for the other week for our Doom Song one-shot.
Yes.
So fun.
Yeah.
Thank you to the amazing folks over at Caesar Inc. for sponsoring the episode. We also have a Patreon. Jess, can you tell the wonderful folks at home about Patreon?
Absolutely. We have a Patreon. You can type !Patreon in the chat to find out more about it. And that's a place where we post exclusive content and early access to new stuff. You can go support us at one of the paid tiers or even at a free tier. We post one Chatwater a month on our free tier. And Chatwater is a show that we record after this where we like debrief and talk about what happened and talk about RPGs. It's super fun. It's like great extra content. We post one of those for free every month, and the rest of them are available at the Knucklebone tier and above. You also can connect to your Discord and access the Patreon's only Discord channel, which is where we do a lot of fun yapping about cool stuff. So !Patreon in the chat. Get in there.
Thanks, Jess.
Get in there.
Get in there. Also, up on our Patreon as well at the free tier is our big battle mechanics, which we will be seeing more of this evening.
Might
So
notice that there's a lot of paper in
tons of paper, lots of minis
More
everywhere.
paper than usual.
So you will definitely see more of the big battle mechanics as we go through this wonderful campaign, especially tonight. So if you have play tested the big battle mechanics, head on over. Give us some feedback, and I'll re-up this again. The feedback form will be open for the next couple weeks, so please head on over and let us know what you think. It's now my favorite time to talk about God Killer. God Killer Balance features the core cast of myself, with Gina and Yanis as my God Killers, and we have a stunning crew of guests, including Christian Navarro, Tim Carlson, Anjali Bhamani, Christian Carlson, Cody Heath, Luis Carrazzo, Brennan Lee Mulligan, Matt Mercer, and Abria Iyengar. We are thrilled to have this show sponsored by the wonderful folks over at Hero Forge and Moonbeam, so thank you for making the show possible. And oh my goodness, we had the first of our two-part finale drop on June 27th, and I have been hearing you're yelling about what happened, sorry not sorry, and then sorry again. We're almost there, friends. Our next episode is part 2 of our finale. Finale part 2, Ascending, drops Friday, July 11th at noon PST. There are spoilers everywhere across all of our socials, so catch up, go watch them. They're delightful and amazing. And yes, my darlings, I have been hearing your questions and your queries. There will be a third series that's coming. We are in very, very early development of that, but I'm very excited because I get as I get ready to close Balance, my brain starts already looking forward to what we are going to do next, or maybe looking backward, way, way backward. So there's so many caramels flying everywhere. So thank you so much for this incredible journey through the cradle. I can't wait to revisit it and can't wait to air these final 2 episodes. It's truly been a labor of love, and I'm so grateful for everyone's response to it. And speaking of podcasts, we are well on our way through our gastronomic experience that is Sin Eater as Absolution. Absolution stars Jess as Caradog, our Sin Eater, with Adam as the Journal, and we are digesting the sins of the Evagrius family. That is so loud while I'm doing this. Thank you so much.
Come through on the podcast.
A huge thank you to everyone who has backed the Kickstarter. It is such a privilege to have been a part of the official, as the official podcast for the campaign. This game was created by our dear friend Annika Sila, and Sai's full album for the game was a stretch goal that was met. So if you've backed the game,
Extremely cool.
so that's amazing. You're gonna have 75 minutes of spooky ooky music to listen to while you play through the game. This, where am I in my notes? Yes, you can type !Sin Eater in the chat to go sink your teeth into the game and take a look at everything that has come out of it. Our talkback show Just Desserts drops on Thursdays over at Patreon at the Knucklebone tier and above. And our last episode was episode 5, Sloth. And Adam, what do we have next?
I got some notes. Some folks reached out. They said, hey, that one, too sad. Real sad. Didn't like it. Make it happy. Next episode, we're doing Sloth. No, we're doing Greed.
Yes.
Greed,
Happiest of emotions.
The happiest sin.
totally joyful.
Joyful?
No sadness involved.
Kind of a silly guy.
I kind of did 2 back-to-back real sad ones, and then Jess and I went, No more.
No more sad.
It's a laughter show for episode 6 and
It
7.
has a laugh track.
It's just jokes and bits from now on.
That's amazing. Episode 6, Greed, is served July 18th at noon PST. We hope you have brought your appetite. Which brings us to our very, very exciting sponsor of tonight's episode, Crits and Bones, a local woodworking company based here in the Lower Mainland. And we are so excited to have the wonderful Zach in studio with us tonight.
Yes, I am the DM.
Zach, tell everyone who you are and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Zach. I'm a local woodworker, as you mentioned. I actually live about 10-15 minutes from the studio, which is super cool.
Yay!
So
Cool.
to come here. But yeah, I make a lot of dice trays, towers, deck boxes. I play a lot of Magic the Gathering, so that was key for me.
Hell yeah.
And other stuff.
Immediately just like this. And we're like, the thing I'm really interested in.
Hey, Rob, shuffle up some cards.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish you still got as excited about D&D as you do about Warhammer.
I play so much D&D. I run 5 sessions a week now.
Wild. But yeah, so I have a website, critsandbones.com. You can check out all my stuff there.
I will drop that link in the chat right now. Go check it out.
I'm fairly active on Instagram and Blue Sky. You can check out all my stuff there as well. Feel free to reach out if you got any questions. I do a lot of custom stuff, as you guys are about to see. And I'm also in a couple local game stores. So the one local to me in Ladner, Nerd Feeder, go check them out.
Hell yeah.
Great shop. They're starting to do some drop-in D&D sessions as well, which is kind of cool. I'm there most Fridays and Sundays playing Magic as well. Rain City Games in Vancouver.
Yay!
Out there. And I just got into Fox's board game shop on Salt Spring Island.
Hey!
Super cool
Love
little
that.
shop. Definitely go check them out as well.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
So I've kind of spread the love.
Love that.
So yeah, I got some goodies for you guys.
Oh, hell
A
yeah.
few sessions ago, this is more of a joke than anything. My mint plant's getting out of control. So this is some Feywild mint.
Yes, thank you.
So you can enjoy that. It's gonna. Aromas are
All I want
ridiculous.
to do is smack
Too
it.
bad it doesn't come through.
It smells amazing.
Yeah. as
We're
well as
working on
some,
smell-o-vision. Apologies.
Country time left.
Hell
Wait, that's a thing?
Have you never had country time
You've
lemonade?
never had country lemonade?
I don't think so. I thought you were saying like Country Time Lemonade was like a weird fucking way of making lemonade.
There is. That is true.
From the little
But
trailer.
There's also Country Time Lemonade.
That's what you're supposed to do?
That's how you release
I'm not
it.
passing it around. Living right in my area.
Then you gotta smush it.
Let's get to the main event, shall we?
Yoo-hoo!
I'm actually glad that everybody's here. I was not expecting.
Yay!
This is perfect.
Amazing.
So let's start with Mr. Mark Dwyler.
Hey!
This one's for you.
That's you.
Oh my god.
Deal.
Look at the logo
Oh,
on
the
the
logo.
swing in the
So
center.
custom engraved your guys' logo on the base there. I also did fonts that I felt represented the characters quite well. Mark, I feel, is quite a fancy voice, so you got a fancy font.
The fact that Zach also watches our show makes me so happy.
Esper.
Does it make the dice roll better?
They do, actually.
You got big numbers?
Funny story. A person I know bought one of my trays, and I had given it to her. The first roll she did was 1. It was amazing.
She got it out of the way. She got it out of the way.
Already?
Like, it was hilarious.
Was that a natural one?
Get your ones out. Get your ones out.
7.
Thistle, I'm really glad you picked Walnut, because if you didn't, you were getting Walnut. This is how I envisioned the character.
Oh, yeah.
Miri?
Oh yeah.
Look at the purple.
Oh my god.
How are you gonna roll your dice? They're not gonna fit anymore.
Oh, it smells so
So
good.
some of you guys went with Rosewood, which is awesome. I absolutely love Rosewood. It's gorgeous. These are still fairly fresh.
They're all
Em went a little sideways on everybody and wanted a Ouija tray.
I did. So
yeah.
there's like I'll post some pictures in the Discord. There's like a full Ouija board. You can't really see it, but it's like a full Ouija board inside. It's so pretty. And Honiah, so pretty. Thank you, Zach.
Welcome. I do have a couple more Ouija trays coming out soon-ish.
I didn't know that.
On that note, with the custom stuff, I do artist series collaborations. So I have a collaboration with a German artist coming up. She's got a really cool wolf moon design. We're going to engrave a lunar cycle on the outside.
That's so
cool.
cool.
There's also, so that's art by Lufalia. And then there's Peg and Dice. They're from Toronto. He's done some art for me for a custom coffin tray.
Whoa!
which is
Yes, I saw those on
Very
your site. They're so
insane,
cool.
the art that he did for it. So I'm very excited for those. Those are going to be my next 2 projects that I'm going to work with.
Sounds real Esper code.
Tim, you don't really have much.
Whoa, it's a big one.
No, I don't need this.
We did a big one here for public roles.
Yeah.
Tray.
Oh.
The best of everything.
That's
Tilt it. Tilt it.
Find your light, find your light.
Tilt. Tilt. Backwards.
There it is.
Everybody like
That's
that.
Yes.
And Kelly, don't forget about you.
Oh, you could have.
If you want to change this for something else, let me know.
Oh,
and
it's
we can work something out.
Oh.
beautiful.
When I found out you were going to be here as well, I decided, hey, I can't not give you.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Use that one for tonight.
Yeah.
Is this your first dice box?
Yeah.
Roll. If you roll one of
Roll the
them,
country time lemonade.
Oh!
19.
We're so
Okay.
back.
It seems like you like this size of the table a little
It's
more.
so over. We're so
I'm
bad.
not playing favorites. I'm not playing favorites.
Zach, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Zach is going to hang out with us for a little bit in studio. Please go check out Crits and Bones right now. I'll drop the link once more time in the chat. Everyone give it up for Zach.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, amazing. So we love when we get to showcase local creators who are also very active in the TTRPG space. And if you are a local creator local to Vancouver or the surrounding Lower Mainland, please reach out to us. Let us know. We would love to come host you at the studio. Come hang out with us. Come chill and have some super fun times. And speaking of fun times, that's it. So grab your tissues, grab your spider milk, grab your jorts and your best friends. Whether you are new with us tonight or you've been with us for ages, thank you so much for your support. It is through community that we make amazing things happen. We love you immensely. And thank you so, so much for hanging out with us at our table. With all of the stuff going on in the world, it is an utter privilege to be able to sit here with all of my dearest, dearest friends and you folks at home to play this wonderful game. We hope you feel super, super welcome here. Benji, roll the clip, roll the clip.
All right. So, for those of you just joining us tonight, last week, Best Wishes completed their coven binding. Esper traveled for a month through the Sisters Mountain Range with Clan Oddsore. Thistle spent time in the Trigon, and Mark traveled deeper into the layers of memory as Harkoon showed him the way to the halls of Carcass, learning more about his vampirism. This had the added benefit of severing Enoch's influence over Mark for now.
So it would seem.
Shy was faced with a difficult conversation as Mal had made his way back to Taywin, and she had to face, I just repeated myself, as she had to face a tough decision. Finally, as the group came together, as our time jump came to an end, they received word from the Taywinese military. A final push was being made to break through to Temple Veleno and confront Yadira. But before joining the military campaign, they went to Icemeet to find the woman from Mark's memory, Bix Tolgarith, a Drakenweir who found a cure to vampirism. So we pick up as you all stand in the Dry Cod Tavern with the crossbow pointed at your chest. Mark kind of leaned up on a chair as you are baring your teeth, showing Bix your teeth. She goes, "You got 6 seconds to tell me why I shouldn't shoot you right now, bloodsucker."
Cause I'm nice and good and it would be messy.
We're looking for a cure.
That's so much more succinct.
Make a persuasion check at advantage. One of you.
You do it.
The man with the way better persuasion.
With my 14 to persuasion.
And the way better
Ooh,
point.
this okay. Plus 14. That's a 22.
Oh, yeah.
We can all do the math. I roll badly with advantage. Okay. it doesn't
So
work.
she, you see she kind of lifts her finger off. How long you been afflicted?
Couple weeks.
Months.
3 months. 2 months.
Still pretty fresh.
Yes, and I've been in like stasis, so I think I'm super fresh. It's been like 2 days for me.
How's the hunger?
I've been drinking out. Can I reach for a jug?
You may.
I love visual aids. I've been drinking out of this jug of alchemy that gives me chicken blood.
Goat.
Sorry, goat blood.
The goats.
I'm trying
That'll
to.
work for a time.
It's working so far.
So far.
I'd love for it to not be a problem in the future.
She kind of puts her crossbow down and kind of ushers you over to her booth where she's sitting. Now, that'll hold it off for a bit, but that hunger grows with time. You're looking for a cure.
Yes, please.
Well, you came at a somewhat auspicious time. I was a vampire hunter myself, but I gave that fight up a long time ago. Got tired of losing friends. I was able to cure it, but just know that the ritual I undertook, many have tried. I'm the only one who's ever survived.
Then why did people keep doing it?
Because they wanted a cure.
Who came up with it? If it didn't work till you. Sorry, I shouldn't question it. It worked for you. I'm sorry.
I didn't come up with it. It's a ritual that's performed to plead for the help of my god, Aberrant. And you see, she kind of pulls out her holy symbol, and you see the familiar symbol of the Dawn Father, Aberrant. Now, I did this before he went into his Nova state. So, I don't know if it'll work for you. But it's got to be done on the equinox of Aberrant. She's in a few weeks.
Ooh. I mean, okay, thank you. Any, okay, amazing, good. Any tips? I've never spoken with Aberrant myself.
I can perform the ritual for you.
Oh, amazing.
But there's only one place we can do it, as far as I know.
Uh-huh.
Place where no shadow can be cast across all that can be seen. We'll need a boat, probably a fast one.
I know a guy.
That's perfect. So, should we go now, or you got something to do?
Is this a ritual that needs to be done alone?
No, you can all be there. I'm gonna need your help.
And you said the equinox isn't in a few weeks.
I reckon it's probably 2.5 weeks. Got a bit of time, depending on how fast that boat is.
Can you tell us where perhaps we can meet you at that time and that...
Well, I can meet you here.
Okay.
We could take a boat out. We won't have to go too far.
Okay, amazing. We just have to stop at Swamp Queen or something. It's gonna be fine. But if we can come back here,
Yeah.
meet you, I'll bring my boat guy.
All right.
Do you like crokinole?
I never heard of that.
You're gonna have a great time.
Okay.
This is so great. It's amazing.
What happened to the ones that it failed on?
Well, their bodies couldn't take it. The ritual is called solar restoration. And typically it's only been performed on followers of the sun god. We use a cleansing light of the sun to burn away the vampirism, if the victim can withstand the pain and damage. The ritual burns the vampirism away with new life.
Okay.
Yeah.
And only option.
Only option I know.
Okay, amazing. Good.
I'm not saying you have to follow Aberrant, but probably would help.
Okay.
Or at least say a prayer or two.
Okay. We've got a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite? I'll work on it.
Oh. Come here.
Okay.
She takes you outside, and she runs you through a very simple prayer to the sun, basically. Out kind of behind the tavern, you get the kind of full light of the sun.
It's a bit of a sun salutations there, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just between you and me,
Yeah.
I've met a lot of people with a lot of relationships to a lot of big things.
Mm-hmm.
Back before Amaretto went... Amaretta, excuse me. Went Nova, because I know we really haven't heard from him
like
since
Blueberry.
then.
Yeah.
1-to-1, what's his vibe? Is he chill?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I never spoke to him or nothing like that. He empowered my crossbow here, but even that's gotten a little weaker since he's been in his Nova state. Some of the other priests that I met, I'm not a priest myself, just a paladin, or was. They're a little more devout. Some of them even a little extreme, to be perfectly honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the folks that I connected with the most were farmers. A lot of farmers will have a little shrine to Amarada. Pray for the sun. Good harvest. Real salt of the earth type people.
Yeah.
I always found those people have more in common with them. I did it for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw a lot of victims of the vampires. And they were often people who kind of helpless or vulnerable. So that's why I started on this whole crusade in the first place.
Yeah, no, the vampires, you know Enoch, of course.
I heard of him.
Oh, you never met him?
I mean, I did. I almost had him.
Well, I'll make sure we get him.
I hope so.
Just gotta get him out of here first.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. If
I
I may ask,
Yeah.
how did you escape his control?
It's crowded within me, and I think his control is contending with a couple of other things. And
Gotcha.
so I think they're all kind of pushing through the same door at once, and none of them can get through. Yeah, it's one of those. But he would be my absolute least favorite choice to have control over myself and everything that goes along with that. And yeah, I think
All right.
that's straightforward and cryptic. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. People are complicated. I get it.
Yes, they are. You just hang out in Icemeet, being a badass?
I mean, it's real quiet here,
Yeah.
and with the wind, you don't get too much cloud coverage, so it's usually pretty sunny.
Do you think they're still gonna come for you?
I reckon one day, if they can find me, they'll probably want to finish me off. But so far, they haven't come.
Okay.
I think deep down, Enoch's a little scared of me.
I think you should be.
I also think that if they know that if they just wait long enough, I won't be a problem anymore.
Right.
They got time on their side.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Valbix. I'll,
You can just call me Bix.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you can call me Mark.
You want something to eat?
Yeah. No. And I hold up the jug.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can go through the motions, like if you made something special that I'd like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
But it's sandpaper.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That first meal after, ooh, nothing beats it.
Looking forward to not dying and eating a meal.
And she walks with you back into the tavern with everyone.
We're gonna have to call time.
Okay. All right. Sorry, we had to take a little pause there.
Little diabetic break.
A little diabetic break for all our diabetic friends out there.
Why did you
And in
Check
here.
your insulin.
We are back. All right, so you head back into the dry cod with everyone else. What would you guys like to do? Would you like to head back to?
I let everyone
Taywin.
know the whole deal. Bix is chill.
Yeah.
Everything's great.
Do we need to stay the night, or do we need to? Can we bounce back right away with the
I
materials.
forgot how we got here.
We
It's been a few weeks.
no. You plane
years.
shifted up, and I think you plane shifted down. Or did we? No, we
You
didn't.
use the amulet.
I walked.
We use the amulet, yeah.
Because we couldn't have transport via plants here, but you had to get us here
Well,
in
I
some
could-
capacity.
I could take us back.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have transport. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I did use the amulet.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember we stacked me
Because I
up.
think you
Yeah.
plane shifted, or either
Yes,
one of you
that's right.
plane
One of us
shifted up.
plane
Cleaned up and then
Yeah.
stacked down.
How long would the
We went to the
walk-
Feywild. We went to the Feywild.
Wait,
That's right.
Months.
Maybe more. What's our timeline?
All
Like,
right, I
is
won't
because
walk.
are we still in that like everything's moving a little faster?
No,
Wait for those
you
2 weeks to happen, or
you
do we have
knew
to-
that it was 3 days
gonna go
before they
first.
were launching the military
Right,
campaign. So
That's-
this was they told you this morning. So
Right.
like
Bix.
kind of afternoon. Yeah.
Do you want to come with us?
No.
You don't want to go see the big city.
No, I think I've had my fill of big cities.
We've got lots of exciting things. Do you want to come to the Feywild?
Oh, maybe one day.
Can I ask where you're from originally?
You sound like you're from the same place.
No, I'm from Cinderfall.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
And is what happened to you? The reason you came out
Where are
here?
you from?
Shara.
Oh, I heard of that place.
Yeah.
My great grandpappy spent some time there.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome back anytime, of course.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
This feels like M talking to fair self. It's very much like
Yeah.
Was Fair's character.
there's 2 people in the scene, but like I'm watching M interact with M.
Where do you think Shy's accent came from?
Keshuera.
Do you want to come? No? Yes? No?
I mean, would
I'm
it,
leaving now.
would it be easier for y'all? Is that what you're saying?
It's not
No.
about us, so we can come back wherever. I thought you just might like to see the city.
This is Thistle. He's just a chill guy. He likes.
He likes to
And
hang.
What's up?
if I'm confirming correctly, the island or the place that we have to go for the ritual is close to here.
I mean, anywhere you can get out into the ocean where you can't see any land. It's not too far from here. It's a good spot to go from. If we're going from Taywin, it's probably gonna be a little harder.
Look, we'll take care of it. We've got.
We'll come
I'll
back.
tell you what.
You know what-
After this ritual's all done, maybe I'll come visit you. Maybe I'll go back with you to the city. Visit.
Oh, we do have a place you can stay anytime. It's full of ghosts.
I have a
they all
whole-
have names.
They
I have
all
a
have
whole
names.
forest that you can come wander through.
All right. All right.
All right.
Thank you, Bix.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Well, we'll come back here, because I can come back here now.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks. How many people have tried this ritual?
There was about 6 people before me,
Okay.
and probably about a dozen after me.
So okay. So that's a fair bit with 1 success.
Yeah.
And do you think
People stop showing up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
do you think it was your resolute faith that allowed it, or do you think there was something else at play?
I think it was my will to live.
I like that.
I think it was. The pain gets pretty intense, and I still had unfinished business, so I think there's a bit of grit involved.
Well, you've got the will to live of 2 people, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm full of will.
Also, we're going to war in 3 days. You might just die. Could be on moot.
No, that I'm pretty sure I won't.
Miri wants to insight check the "I'm full of will" comment because it sounded like a bit of a joke and throwaway, and I think she's like side-eyeing Mark to be like, was that a joke? Was that Mark joking, or was that Mark like?
Roll those bones.
Yeah. Okay. That's a nat 1.
Now I have to do something.
Honor the
silly
nat
about
1,
it.
yeah. Honor the nat 1.
Yeah, honor the
dude.
natty 1.
Honor it.
Honor the cock.
Honor it.
You get the sense that Mark is not Mark's actual name, and that he's actually alluding to the fact that he has a secret other name that is, in all likeliness,
Likelihood.
William, or maybe even Bill.
Will to live. The will.
He's got a lot of will.
Oh my god.
He's will to live. Miri looks like she's gone to space.
Bill Dwyler.
Bill, Bobby,
Bert and Bill.
Old Billy Dwyler.
Will, Dwyler.
So,
Miri, you good?
Yeah, what? I'm good. That's my real name. Mary.
Oh, good.
The fuck?
What?
Do we need
Shall
to
we-
talk in brain?
No, I don't think so. I
Shall
think I
we-
figured it out.
Okay.
All right.
Shall we go back? Get ourselves ready for
All right.
war.
Because you know it'll be at least kind of a
Back to
day's journey
war.
to get where the the kind of staging is. So you head back to Taywin, and you get there kind of late afternoon.
We're gonna go visit Paul.
Paul?
Paul is the tree in Taywin that I.
Oh yes.
But where are we now?
You're back in Taywin.
No, before. What is
Icemeet.
Icemeet.
Icemeet. I gotta put it in my list of trees.
That's M-E-E-T, not
Well, I'll spell it how I like.
All right.
It's this one. It doesn't need to be.
I love this ice meat.
Ice.
You leave it in the fridge, the freezer, just a little too long.
Ice meat.
Ice mead.
Ice meat. 2 words.
Meat. One word.
It's Icemeet.
All right, so you're back. You go through the tree.
To Paul.
You arrive back. Are we still got more?
I was thinking about ice meat because like there's a lot of meat that you can eat basically raw. Like you could just freeze.
Oh, yeah.
Like sashimi, and then just
Eat it like a popsicle.
chomp that like a poppy.
You
should
have
try
freeze
it.
Sashimi,
You
so
should
that
try
you don't
it.
get parasites. It's all previously frozen.
Yeah, but what if you just never thought it out?
Then it would be ice meat. You're correct.
That's how I eat my chicken.
It'd be a popsicle.
Yeah, that's a
Just
popsicle. That's a meatsicle.
There's that fancy steak that is like.
That's why they call them
Tartare.
drumsticks.
Tartare.
Is because
Yeah.
the traditional way to eat a drumstick
Steak tartare.
is raw and frozen.
Yeah.
We're back in Taywin.
And you're back in Taywin. And
wanted to
you hear,
check out
you
the slides.
overhear 3 people having this exact conversation.
That's the conversation we have on the long journey through the tree.
As you arrive back in Taywin, you can see other troops are kind of mobilizing out of the city as some of the troops who have been on the front line and kind of helped get to this final staging point are coming back. And you head out with them to kind of make the trek out to where the staging area is.
Is my mom in town or has she gone elsewhere? 'Cause
Uh,
I remember after Bedlam's Night, where did she go?
I don't.
Because I stayed in.
Yes, she'd be back, but she might be making her way back to Keshuera. With your brother.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have left, and you all head through into the Yasil. You stay the first night at the Pinkman farm with a lot of the other
Dank.
Pinkman,
Pinkman, of course.
as that place has become an outpost for a lot of the soldiers on their kind of.
How are Dank and Tandy doing?
They're doing. They're basically operating a B&B.
I love it.
For soldiers. But it's been, you can see it's like the farm has been expanded. There's a bunch of tents and things like that, and they have a whole kind of mess hall that's been set up, and a big kind of field hospital as well, in the large kind of fields. And you would know, Esper would know through kind of spending a bit of time here, this is the troops that are kind of like rotated out come here to rest before going back into deployment. But the ones who are like, you go from here and then some of them go on leave back in the city for like a longer respite before they head back out. And this is where like the farm has been kind of turned into a bigger base, basically. And the Pinkmans have been rewarded handsomely for that.
Oh.
I love to see them thriving. You know.
They are absolutely thriving. They are beloved, and they've been given honorary titles.
Which
Are
are?
they Lord? Shit, like
Not they've been generals. They've like elevated like civilian generals. Yeah. So they've been elevated to officers. So you head in. That first trek out is the secondary kind of outpost. That second night is where you liberated along the road. There's been an outpost that's been set up on the opposite side of the road before you kind of come to in the morning as you are going to make your last kind of push into where you know the kind of bulk of the fighting has been happening. And you get explained to you as you're kind of heading in, you join a host of soldiers that are making their way through the Yasil, and you can see the kind of toll that this war has taken on the landscape. You can see a number of burned trees. You notice that the river that you can see kind of branches off into a number of streams still has that kind of greenish hue to it with that kind of almost like oil slick like film on top. That seems to have been pervasive throughout all the waterways through the Yasil, kind of giving it that kind of toxic feel. And you can see that like a lot of the vegetation is struggling. There is not a lot of not many animals about. You can hear still insects and things like that, but the like other kind of fauna that you would have normally seen in your last trip through is not around. It's been kind of all scared off, at least from this area, as you kind of head deeper and deeper in.
I've sent you because I took note. I wrote down the names of the squad that I had from last time. I sent all of that to you. That's
and that's your kind of main escort into the kind of forward position. If you want to describe them.
I think when we first, it's the original squad, not the unit that we'll be meeting, but it's a unit that you'll be using, I believe.
The Kamnusa.
The Burhan of the Broken Brook is like the kind of leader of the Kamnusa. They are large swamp Goliaths, correct? Yeah,
That's right.
and they come in and they greet Esper with a great deal of aplomb, as they're excited to see him after his short break. And then with them is two Taiwanese soldiers that are dressed in very sharp, bright red uniforms, and they are the Vermilion Brigadiers. They are spellcasters that are very useful at firing from afar. And it's Corporal Chandra Lesterborn.
Sorry,
Elistabornus.
Lesterborn.
Corporal, what's your name, sorry?
Chandra Lesterborn. And Sergeant Tenor Thrend. Tenor.
Oh,
Tenor.
I like the Elistaborn.
And sorry, Burhan, did you give him?
Burhan of the Broken Brook and his squad, Marna Halafite.
Spell for me.
MARNA HALOPHYTE.
Sorry, one more time.
Normal,
hell of
like
a
it
fight.
sounds.
Yeah.
Fight.
PHYTE.
Yeah.
And then Agran of the Hidden Fen. And that's the Kamnusa squad.
Where you
Burhan,
hiding that
Marna, and Agran are the
Show me the fen.
You got that
Kamnusa
fen?
squad.
Because and they're like the 3 leads of the squad. Because I have 10 of them.
Oh, there's 10 of them now?
Yeah.
Yes.
They've exploded in numbers.
Yeah, these are larger groups.
They've essentially
Agran of the
been-
Hidden Fen, you said?
Of the Hidden Fan, yeah.
Great.
So they've been promoted.
Yeah, and
And they
you,
would be
like,
points of contact.
you know, as you travel with them, like you can tell, like these are some of the most seasoned soldiers that you're traveling with. As like these different units are coming along. That seems like this is one of the last kind of choke points that they've encountered.
I go up to Burhan where he's like wearing his new like insignia. I'm like, what's this then, eh?
I've been promoted.
Well,
It's about time.
yeah, I mean, you almost bit it that one time, so I don't know why they're promoting you. It slipped on a rock.
No, the other guy died.
Oh, yeah.
Weaver's laughing along.
It's good to see you.
You're practicing your cackle.
Yes.
How are things when I was gone? What happens?
It was good. We suffered some larger casualties, but this last bridge will get us through to Temple Veleno.
Good.
We've managed to push through a lot, and the forest has been helping us, I think.
And my squad, how are they doing?
Good.
Are they still calling themselves that stupid fucking name?
Yeah, the irregulars. Esper's irregulars.
Yeah, I'm fine with the second part.
So, hi, I'm Mark.
Mark.
What happens when the Esper regulars make it to the temple? Do we win?
Well, let's focus on the bridge first.
I think that's where we find Yadira.
Oh, great.
We believe that's where she's holed up.
It will be more than just the irregulars on this as well.
Yeah, but Esper's irregulars are truly the heroes, and the name must be celebrated.
What about the irregular Espers?
Don't start pitching to
That
them.
can be a
I'll
Burhan,
mention it to them.
don't pitch it to
No, I'll
them.
mention it to them.
That's our call
I'm gonna get
sign.
you demoted.
Okay.
There's a regular
And
Esper.
There's a bunch of different types of units like here.
Yeah. So as you're
Are the
kind of like
crocodiles here?
you're early on in the march before you kind of get to the very front lines, you get the kind of rundown of what the objective is. You know that there is a bridge, this kind of bridge over the river. There's not many bridges over the river that runs through the Yasil, and this is one of the kind of main bridges that leads to Temple Veleno. So all of you've gotten word that Yadira's kind of generals have rallied around this position and have so far successfully kind of repelled the Taywinese push to get through. And you know that it's the Spider Lord Loudrith.
Oh, we fucking
Violet,
hate that guy.
Yeah,
hate that
Violet
guy.
Spider Lord Loudrith.
That guy sucks.
The Swamp King Renzo.
Renzo, we fought him last
And
time.
Fucking
and
Renzo.
Passkeeper Dunt.
Done.
Where did the
Right.
other one go?
Yeah, there was another one, wasn't there?
Oh, Vec? He died.
Vec.
You heard about that? He died early on. He
Yeah,
got
sorry. It was Violet Spider-Lord.
Renzo
You got
and
86?
Passkeeper Dunt.
86.
No, Renzo was
They 86 him.
The swamp.
It's almost worth
His people turned on him.
Spider-Lord's
doing
name?
talks today just to hear.
But then the Swamp King has absorbed a lot
What
of
was the Spider-Lord's name?
Loudrith
Loudrith. Renzo's the Swamp King.
and Passkeeper
I
Dunt.
wanna make a point that when Thistle like walks through the camps, he is trying to look as like tough as possible.
Oh yeah, and like
he wants to be like he wants to like inspire and like he's
To be
walking
clear.
through there like shirtless, fucking yoked,
You're also
Yeah.
a Goliath.
big sword
Yeah.
on his shoulder, like
Same with
foot
Blueberry.
taller. He's trying to give off this sort of air that he understands how large scale battle works, and he's trying to like really sort of like pump everyone up, like, oh my god.
well, and to be clear, like the people in the military know who you folks are. Like you
Even
are.
Blueberry?
Best wishes is.
but he's not coming in. But what I mean is, he's not coming in weird, bumbling.
Yeah, yeah.
He's coming
Protected
in.
strength.
Yeah, he's coming in like I'm a Goliath.
Did at any
and
point Thistle
barbarian.
ask Esper any questions, or is he just going?
He's
gonna-
not saying anything. He
No.
knows if he opens his mouth, they will know.
Miri is asking Esper like every single like.
He's like,
Blueberry
how
is
does
just
this work? How does
shaking.
this work? How does
the
this work? How does-
quieter I am,
Yeah.
the more they're gonna believe in me. If
And-
all they've heard is the stories,
Yeah.
then I'll
And you
let them go
absolutely
with
get a lot of looks as you kind of move through the camp as you're getting closer to the front line, the kind of like rear camp where you're all gonna kind of come together before you head in. You can see like soldiers are weary, but as they see you, there is like a positive effect on morale. Like you folks coming into this scenario is a boost to all of them. It's part of the reason you would know this, kind of on a higher level, as part of the reason why they brought you guys in is to help boost morale to make this like difficult push against these forces.
I think you'll also see Esper as he like greets people and like says hi to folks that he knows. You would see very much the energy of like when you first met Esper, that like light and jovial, a lot of jokes, a lot of like he'll talk to someone who has like an obvious wound and they're nursing it, and he'll distract them from that. Like it's that like that old school personable Esper. Like that's where he's been shining in this camp, is not being a kind of like overarching position of authority, but being like someone who ensures that everyone is feeling comfortable and good, and bringing levity to a like tense situation.
So that opposite of Thistle,
Very
he
serious.
is
You're
very.
bringing tension. to
I'm bringing.
situations.
I want them to be scared to fuck up around me.
do I
think-
see? Oh, sorry.
I think Shy comes in, if we're talking about the energies that we bring in with, it's like Shy would walk in, she would clock immediately the people who also look like hand-to-hand fighters, which I'm assuming would be the Kamnusa as well.
Yeah.
And then I think would start making herself busy, like she's helping, right? Like if there's people who are serving food, should go do that. If there was people who like bandaging, she would be like, I will wash your towels. Like let me, like Shy looks like she needs to be kept busy at the moment, and just is like moving on a motor. She is not stopping. She doesn't stop.
Yeah. You see through this kind of rear camp, it's like there is some food tents, but it's kind of like, it's not like the full setup like they've had at some of the other outposts. It's like rations and things like that. Is like people
So
are
no
kind of dug
lemonade.
in. Pardon?
So no lemonade.
No country lemonade.
So as this is walking through, and everyone else is like mingling, and Esper's doing his like I'm buddy. And Thistle's me mugging. I rolled a perception check I want to try and find like the smallest, most like beaten-looking soldier. I want like someone who's fucking struggling, who like, you know what I mean? Like,
What fucked thing are you gonna do?
I feel like Miri before this would have seen Thistle like Vin Dieseling around the place.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
she's
that's
gonna
exactly
cast enhance ability to give advantage on charisma checks.
so the perception check was 19 plus 9, so 28.
Okay. You see a small swamp gnome. Looks young, really young.
Cute.
And he's got a broken spear. And you can see he has a cassowary with him that he's kind of like, that's quite heavily bandaged. And he's feeding. It's kind of got one bandage over an eye. And it, like, that cassowary doesn't look very big. Bit of a runt. But you see, like, he's limping a little bit, and he's working on fixing his spear. And he's been bandaged, but it looks like pretty fresh. Like he's just been rotated off the very front line.
All right, I'm gonna walk up to him.
He kind of looks like, oh,
I'm gonna kneel down.
sir,
What is your name?
my name is Pizik.
Pizik. And your companion?
This is Wraith.
Wraith.
I'm gonna put a hand on Wraith, and I'm gonna cast a 5th level healing word.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll dice for healing?
No, it's fine. That's that's quite a substantial amount of
Yeah.
healing. As you see, kind of Wraith sort of fluffs out his feathers, and you see some of the bandages kind of fall away, and like Pizik is sort of like, oh, yo, you didn't need to do that.
And these are one of the.
It's the front. It's the first group.
No, it's the.
Is this the Taiwanese Dragoons?
Yeah.
Yes.
You are a member of the Dragoons.
Oh yeah, I am a Taiwanese Dragoon. Yes.
Are you ready for tomorrow?
I will be. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
All right. When this is done, I will come find you.
Am I in trouble? Or?
No. We will celebrate together.
Oh. Yeah. Absolutely.
So be there.
Okay.
I will make sure of it.
Thanks.
And I'm going to. What can I do for this man?
We're likely going out in the morning.
Because we're not taking the Dragoons.
You are, aren't you?
I thought we were.
Oh,
We
you're
were
taking
gonna
the
take-
Scarlet, yeah.
the Scarlet.
Peony dragons in the Scarlet.
Peony,
Um,
The little peony dragon.
There's so many papers in front of all of us. There's so many.
Yeah.
I'll give a little rundown too before we get into it. For the folks at home,
I'm looking out for Angelo.
yes, you do find Angelo. He hasn't been on the front lines currently, but he came a little bit before you arrived.
You look like he's leveled up a little bit.
Yeah. He's
Boy-
looking a little
boy
more,
had to go
definitely
up?
like he's young, but he's looking way more confident. And people are happy to see Angelo. Like you can see he's even though he is on his own, he's like a squad of one. He has garnered a lot of there's a lot of stories that surround him and his exploits and stuff like that. And you can see he's really come into his own as far as his using his druidic abilities to help on the battlefield. He's really kind of like he's been looked at too as like that he's up for like he'll become a captain
Yeah.
pretty soon.
I want to honor what Giannis is going to do here before I interact with him too
Um,
much. But
I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him one of the gold pieces that has my face on it.
insane.
Here's a collector coin.
And I'm gonna say to him,
Keep this close. Keep it with you. If you fall, I will come and get you.
Okay. Takes it. Puts it in his vest pocket on the inside.
And then I'm going to take off my cloak of protection.
Okay.
Use this.
What?
I will come get it from you at the party.
Okay.
And I will sort of like dangle it around his neck and sort of like
It's huge.
roll it up at the top and then tie it around so it doesn't drag.
It's folded over 3 times.
And then I will sort of pet the whatever that
Cassowary.
You hear the cassowaries like guttural fucking.
Nightmare animal.
It's wild.
They are a nightmare.
That's okay.
animal.
It's a good
Cassowaries
So-
are angrier ostriches or angrier emus. They're like demons. They're literal dinosaurs.
They sound like dinosaurs.
They do exist.
Wait, this is a real bird.
A real creature. Guess where it's from? Only one continent. Only one continent can create a fucking nightmare creature like a cassowary.
Timu
And
He has a fucking
Timu
head
emu.
horn.
It's like deep. They're like, oh, it's wild.
And then I will.
Emu's a Timu cassowary.
Okay.
and I
Cassowaries are
will,
way better.
I will just like no further word, just get up and walk away.
Okay, yeah, and you see like his face kind of alight, and like he stands up a little taller.
And I should be able to, if all goes poorly, use locate object to find the coin again because there's not that many of them in circulation.
Yeah, yeah.
Or your cloak as well, yeah.
Or my cloak.
Yeah.
Angelo,
Esper.
look at you. This is new stuff.
Yeah, well, it's just something I found.
I'm sure. I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself.
I've been doing all right.
Well, I want you to meet someone, actually.
We've
Mark.
missed you, you know.
Yeah, I know. I got
You
called
earned it,
away.
though.
I've
You
got
earned a
some,
little leave.
I got some new ink. All you soldiers went to town,
Ah.
so I felt like I was missing out.
Well, you'll have to get some with us.
I will. Now that I've got my first, I'll
Yeah.
definitely join. Mark, this is Angelo.
Angelo Galanis.
So lovely to
kind of
meet
pulls
you.
you into a big embrace. He's a pretty sizable minotaur.
That scares me, Sean Deppner. The idea of being hugged by a big guy that's also a horse. I really don't like that. Mark is fine with it.
You played a Minotaur, and you just referred to him as a guy that's a horse.
Oh, he's a minotaur.
He's a minotaur.
I said
You were thinking centaur.
Yeah, getting hugged by a
You
centaur is a nightmare.
Famously played a Minotaur.
Yeah, and I also don't hear things.
I mean, I would say famous.
Oh,
Famously
Minotaur?
amongst us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, big fella. Hey, big fella.
Angelo here is a very talented druid, and was indispensable in the kind of pushes that we had in getting to here.
He's too kind.
Very talented.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, a little bit.
I was telling him he's using shit out. He's way too nice. We gotta.
He's too kind.
Too kind. It's fucked.
But the reason I want you to meet is for this push. I was hoping you two could work together.
I don't push very well.
Which is why I want Angelo to be with you, is you would kind of hang back.
Oh, brilliant.
I was hoping I could be on the front
Well, it's kind of
with you.
Yeah, we're gonna be. Let's see that.
Leading the
plans,
charge.
everyone. I mean, yeah, that's.
You
what
look
the-
like you know what you're doing, so I'm just gonna shadow you. All right?
All right.
That sounds great. I'd love to come under your wing.
Okay.
Amazing.
What is your skill set?
Oh, I'm really charming. I'm good at parties. I'm pretty good at charades.
Mark.
Yes.
this stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm being a silly little guy. Misdirection, mate.
Kind of
All
point.
right.
I point to the waters. Like,
I'd make.
You're gifted up here. Eh?
Yeah. Not like with smarts.
Okay.
No, I'm tactically inadequate, but I can make people confused as to where they are, and sometimes I think I turn people's brains into spaghetti.
Okay.
I will also
Love
say
spaghetti.
That,
Blueberry, I would not recommend eating the brains of the people that I have murdered.
All right, I'm gonna go
Let's-
talk to those owl guys.
who would be the person we talk to like look at the ball?
Yeah, so you would know you are set to meet General Endrick,
Okay.
and she has the kind of map laid out for you, and she'll like help.
Let's
you
let's
form
talk to
plans.
Endrick and get a sense of where we all
See who
want to
we're
go.
working with.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, he grabs your
He's
hands.
getting more Italian.
I will see you out there.
Yeah,
I will protect you with my life.
amazing.
He's
I'll-
almost like an
I'll,
Yeah, I was gonna say funny stuff.
I'll do my best to stay out of the way.
You have no good car ideas.
Stay with
That's
me.
what I was saying.
Okay.
My name
You on the
is-
back.
I think I would, as we're kind of approaching the Shy, kind of knowing likely what her skill set is, would probably have kind of clocked the Kamnusa after hearing what Esper had said about them.
Yeah.
And just would kind of be like looking around to be like, okay, who's going to be the best in the type of stuff that I'm
Yeah,
looking
you
at?
see them kind of sitting around, and like you can see them sharpening their hand axes, and they are kind of like checking each other's, like, they don't wear a lot of armor. They wear like sometimes a little bit of leather armor here and there, but making sure they're camouflage. They're kind of doing camouflage on each other.
I would, before we would head in with Enric, you said?
Yeah, Endrick.
Endrick. I would walk over to the Kamnusa and find Burhan,
Yeah. He's
Marner, and Agren. So I think y'all do what I do.
Oh, yes?
Yeah. Close, quiet, nobody leaves.
Exactly.
I'm Shy. It's nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
And I know we got a busy day tomorrow.
Yes.
But I'm going to take out the growler of Sticky's mead that I have from the honey mead that we had from, I believe that was Elume.
Yeah.
And so I was always taught that strategy is often done best with good company and a good drink. So I'm going to put that down in front of them.
Yes.
I would love to pick your brain in a little bit and see how maybe at some point we could work together.
All right.
Why don't I think I'm supposed to be over there in the tent, but it's a big growler. I'm sure y'all can figure out what to do with it before.
We will have one drink tonight.
And the rest
Many
tomorrow.
drinks tomorrow.
Good. And I leave the quite sizable growler.
As you pull up to the group, I go, that's going to be empty by the time this briefing is done. I need you to know that.
And
Look, I need to make a good impression, okay?
you see as you're there, some of the other units arrive of the, like, you are going to be forming the kind of vanguard, and then you know that if you're successful, there's a host of cavalry that's going to come in behind you, depending on how the units are kind of distributed. But you do see two large crocodiles
The second that happens, I
Like-
think Shy just goes,
Yeah.
with, like, there is a couple
Blueberry
of handlers
flies
with
over.
them as well, feeding them. But they seem like, you can tell that they're in communication with the handlers in some way or another. You can hear the kind of grunts and stuff like that. But they
Hello,
seem,
crocodile, I say into his
It's like-
head.
Hello.
Oh, you have language!
Yes.
Oh.
Of course we do.
Amazing! I don't have a follow-up. I just had a vibe that maybe you were...
Do you have any food?
How do you feel about goat's blood?
Yes, that will do.
All right, open up.
As I see Mark with the crocodiles, I look to the Kamnusa and I look to the crocodiles and I go, yep.
Blueberry
You
tries
see-
to pet a crocodile.
Yeah, it kind of like looks at you, and then it kind of nods its head. And you see its back is covered in what you initially thought was like lily pads and like algae. And as you feel it, it's like rock hard. It looks just like a lily pad and like in an algae pond. Like there's all this, like, it's incredible camouflage, but it is hard as rock.
Rock hard.
Yeah, rock hard.
I touch it and it's rock
So it's
hard.
quite, yeah. They're
Yes.
like their armor plating is quite thick. So they you watch as they move through the brush, they blend in quite well.
Oh, love.
And they move like a little slower, but they are like, kind of talking to their handlers that they can put the gas on when they need to.
I turn to the handler. I go, "Can I get a little ride right now?"
I'll ask. Okay.
All right, Blueberry just hops on for a little ride right now.
Lumbers along.
I wave at everybody like a kid on a pony ride at a birthday party.
Blueberry, do you want to do that? Do you want to be in the briefing or?
No, I'll come back. I'll come back.
No. You look like you're having fun.
No, I should know what I'm doing. I'm already scared.
I feel like some of the soldiers are like taking bets on like she'll get knocked off kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you
She will
also
absolutely
notice,
hold her own thing.
and this kind of catches your eye too. You see there are a number of owls up in one of the trees, all sitting together, and as like they're kind of following you with their eyes. And as you look up, they all smile with human teeth.
I love that.
It's unsettling, but they are like they're feathers, they're a little bit larger than owls that you've seen on the material plane, and their feathers are all, they almost look like leaves. They have that kind of coloring and almost that texture as well, even though they are feathers.
Tim, these units are so cool. I want all of them.
And you see some of the folks from the Feywild, the Orange Blossom Archers. You see a squad of centaurs, and somebody familiar. You also see one of the Violet Marauders. Dashel Swift is with a small squad of armored centaurs.
Of the Swifts?
Of the Swifts.
Those are the copper-tip centaurs?
Yes, the copper-tipped centaurs. You can tell that by their copper-tipped spears that are quite long. And you head over to Endrick's tent. And it's kind of open, and you can see some of the other kind of more senior soldiers as Endrick welcomes you in.
General.
Good to see you all.
Thank you for having us.
Hi.
I'm Blueberry.
Endrick. General Endrick. Hello.
Mary.
I'm Shy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Endrick, you know, is a Taywinese general. She's the most senior Taywinese general. She has actually come out to the front line, which she has spent time on the front line before, but usually only on kind of larger advances. So this is like a pretty big deal having her on so close to the fight.
Now, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Does the Taiwanese military use the gender-neutral sir, or do they use the English version of sir and mom?
They use they refer to rank, so it's just general.
Okay.
There's no sirs or ma'ams.
Thanks for the gender neutral.
Yeah. They just refer to rank.
In America, it's sir regardless of gender.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Why can't it be
I
ma'am?
feel like I'd love it if somebody called me sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
I do like mom.
Oh.
That's how it starts.
Mom.
Nice.
Just general.
That's so embarrassing. You called the general mom.
That's the entirety of the bodyguard.
Yes,
So,
mommy.
She lays out. Eric, do you want to bring out the map?
Bring that map up. Bring that map up. Oh, this is a big map. Oh, shit.
Old my lord.
Oh my goodness.
Eric has been working very hard and put this map together.
Oh my god.
Oh, they got to zoom out to catch it.
Yeah.
Huge.
Whoa. There it is.
So
Wow.
you.
Is that a polar bear?
That's Passkeeper Dunt.
Oh, Dunt.
Super done.
Right into the microphone.
Passkeeper
Dunt.
Yeah.
You. She has a kind of a miniature map.
Kind of like this?
Kind of like this.
A little bit like this.
Is this canonically what our characters are looking at?
Yeah.
Really good
And she
detail.
shows you kind of like
Topography.
what she describes as 3 corridors of
Eric, my cartographer.
Corporal Eric. As she describes the kind of 3 corridors for this battle of the river corridor, which is here, which is being they know because there is kind of a stalemate going on right now. The forces are kind of holding them at bay. So there isn't. There's a bit of exchange of fire, but it's like we know that the morning is gonna first light is gonna bring the big push. But the river corridor is being overseen by the warlord, the Swamp King Renzo. The bridge, which is this the kind of main strategic point that we're trying to take, is overseen by the Passkeeper Dunt. And the hills on this side are being kind of overwatched by the Violet Spider Lord Loudret. And she would explain that the Spider Lord has a number of spiders kind of throughout the hills,
No, thank you.
but then also a contingent of archers that are kind of holding fire kind of across.
What if it didn't?
Spider archers.
Sparchers.
So many different arms.
Renzo has been using the river to his advantage. That's where his forces kind of feel most comfortable. He's been right at the front line too, as well, kind of taking taking their forces out as soon as they get near or into the river, but also has a contingent of dart blowers, basically. for kind of more ranged weapons.
So like
and
up close fighters and dart blowers.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
We got Renzo's lizard folk.
yeah, Renzo
Dwarven?
is a swamp gnome, but has absorbed Vec. He's taken over Slaughter. He took over Slaughter Song. So his forces are mostly
And then
lizard
Dunt
folk.
is
Dunt.
Dwarvish folk.
Yes. Dunn has come down, normally oversees the kind of mountain range,
Yeah.
the mountain pass, has come down for this to help Yadira, and has a number of shield dwarves, as well as a whole contingent of crossbowmen.
So Dunt's from the Bakir range.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He is the pass keeper. So there's one pass through the Bakir range, and that is Dunt. That's Dunt's whole thing. Is he's basically a warlord that oversees that, and all the contraband that gets through there it all passes through Dunt. So
With him taking a sizable cut.
exactly. And so what they've been able to do successfully is funnel people into the center, and then it's just kind of turned into this kill box. So they're hoping that you can kind of break the line, and on all three fronts to be able to reduce the kind of focused fire that's been happening. If we can spread it out over these corridors, even though it's difficult to cross the river, but they think that with your abilities and natural kind of prowess, you'll be able to get across the river as well as the bridge at the same time.
Looking at this, I think me and the irregulars could probably take the middle, take the road, tip of the spear kind of thing.
I'm probably going to be best served in the water.
I'll join you.
I'd love that.
Shall we take the high ground then, Barry?
Hills. Yep.
Mark, you and Angelo. The nice thing is the irregulars, they're
Esper's irregulars.
Esper's a regular.
they're a shield wall. So
Is he
you'll be
irregular?
behind some pretty solid cover.
Yeah, amazing. I'll find the
Yeah.
biggest guy
Yeah.
and stick behind him.
Yeah.
That sounds perfect.
All right.
Esper regulars.
So, with that, she kind of looks to all of you. Now, we have a contingent of units. This is the best of the best that we have. And with you leading the vanguard, I think we can push through. Who would you like at your side?
I think looking at what terrain and what myself and Blueberry can do, I'd be honored to fight alongside the Kamnusa and them big crocodiles.
The crocodiles, please.
The lily crocodiles.
Yes, please.
Blueberry with a cracking breathing mask, just riding down the river.
Absolutely.
And what? And why not?
Yeah.
You have a breathing mask, so you can breathe underwater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
hell yeah. Okay.
Angelo and the irregulars are going to come with me. And Mark.
I'm Angelo's assistant, sort of an apprentice, if you will.
All right. You too?
I think we're going to take the Scarlet Elites.
Good.
And the,
And
the peony dragons.
All right. Sounds good.
Kind of Feywild stuff.
Yes.
I'll let them know. They'll be ready.
Okay.
Just before first light. That's when we're going to make our advance. Get some sleep tonight.
Yeah,
Get some food.
thank you.
What do you recommend?
What's good here?
What's good here?
We had a shipment of biscuits
Oh.
that's come through. Especially
With jam? Sorry.
there
Want
is
one tonight?
preserves. There is.
And they're preserved.
And there's some delicious Feywild mint.
Oh my god, I took some.
It's good. Keeps you alert.
I have a rather strange question.
Mm-hmm.
I encountered a young gnome from the Dragoons. A young man named Pizik.
Yes, I know Pizik.
I would ask, would he be able to ride with me? I know it is irregular, but
All right. I mean, he'll be.
the Dragoons won't be on the front lines for this one.
No, they would have been coming up the rear with the cavalry, but if you'd like. Do you want him to bring his cassowary as well, or just Pizik?
Are you concerned for this man's safety?
Yes, but I also want him to be there when we succeed.
Right. I will say that we are the tip of this spear. The Dragoons will be coming in to clean up the mess, but we will be in the heat of the fire at its hottest.
All right.
If you have concerns for this man's safety, if you want him to see, you know, true frontline action, which I'm sure he's already seen, it would be advisable to bring him along, but this will be messy.
All right. I'll take your advice.
It's up to you.
No, I want to keep him safe.
Right.
Why did you want to bring him along?
I wanted him to be there when we succeed. To say that he rode at the front line when we took the bridge.
He can act as your squire if you so desire.
I can do some things to try and keep him a little extra safe.
Would be a great honor to him, I'm sure.
All right. I'll have him ride with me.
Yeah, you deserve a squire.
All right.
Thank you, Mark.
You are a lord now, after all.
It's true.
A lord riding into battle should have a squire.
Absolutely. I need to go talk to Carden, make sure he stops with this nonsense name business.
You don't like the Espers Irregulars?
Irregulars is just fine.
I don't think you can get.
But there are
away from
so
that now.
many irregulars. How do we know which ones we're talking
I
about?
don't feel like I should have any claim to this squad. They have done
What
good
about-
work on
I
their
think it's a
own.
little less about you and a little bit more about what they feel inspired by. You don't get to say what inspires them.
Was my idea of how the unit operated, so I guess.
What about Esper Declan presents? Esper's regular.
Or you could just take it as a compliment.
Esper and the irregulars.
Well, do you want
The
to meet
regular
them?
Esper and the rest.
You're all giving me gaff, but would you like to meet?
Well, perhaps we go back to the tent. We celebrate. We prepare with our new comrades, and
I
then
think that's a good idea. Celebrate responsibly.
Besides, I left a growler of meat back.
It's
there.
gone.
Yeah,
It's gone.
that's fine.
All right. Well, I'll be here.
Anything else we need to know? Any surprises that some of the scouts have found?
We haven't been able to push far enough to find any surprises.
All right.
They've been pinned down pretty hard. So,
Not for long.
I hope so.
Thanks for all you're doing here, General.
Of course.
You're beautiful.
She smiles. She blushes a little.
You have a boyfriend.
It's been 3
Who I have
months.
not talked to in 3
been-
months.
Is it Hamish?
Will!
No, Will.
It's Hamish.
Hamish.
Will who, am I right?
I feel bad.
Should any of you fall in battle, is there anything you'd like us to do special for your body?
Do not let him get any of my toes.
All right.
He can have
Very
my toes.
specific request.
He can have my toes.
You can have my toes.
I already have one of your toes, Mark. You were in that goo for a long time.
It is common for soldiers to express how they would like to be dealt with in the event they fall.
No, I got it. Just
I
get my toes.
take the sending stone necklace off my neck and I place it on the desk. Something happens to me, you call that.
All right.
And she'll come running.
Same as before.
So you can set me on fire.
All right.
Lay me in a bog. Find my family and let them know.
Okay.
And let my cat know that he can go find somebody else. She starts crying.
I kind of put a hand on Blueberry's shoulder. I think your goddess will know.
Mama, okay.
Esper feels a little bit of concern given that they are a part of the ambush team. He's like, oh god.
I shoot Esper a look,
This
and I think
energy.
you see something from Shy you haven't seen in a long time. You see Shy sign to you in Thieves' Camp, just kind of quietly sign, just goes, I got her.
Well,
All right.
eve of battle.
I want to say, the soldiers have been quite excited for all of you to arrive.
Even me?
Even you. They've heard tale of your exploits. when the moon blew up.
When that moon blow up.
When that moon blow up. You are living legends to them.
This is like kind of striking a pose. Like not like anything super outlandish, but he's sort of doing like a staring into the distance, not at anyone in particular.
Thistle, my art supplies are still in my bag, so you don't.
It's all right. One day they will make artwork of this, and I want to be ready.
At least
I
a
don't
graphic novel.
want to put any more pressure on your shoulders. But if you felt inspired to say something in the morning before we head out, I'm sure they do.
All right, I'll do it.
Wait, actually, hell yeah. Of all the times, this is a hell yeah for me.
All right. So for those of you at home, just so you know, we are going to be doing the big battle mechanics, and something we did off camera before is I gave them a list of units that they could draft. We're going to be using a variant of the rules where they're going to be on the field. The players are going to be onto the field as hero units.
If you want to read along with the rules, you can head on over to our Patreon right now, and you can just search playtest material, and it's up there. The big battle mechanics are up there at the free tier for download. You can follow along. There's the hero rules, which are on the second to last page, so go check them out right now.
Absolutely. So we have already drafted units, and we will get into that after the break.
Amazing.
I think we're going to take our break, and then we'll get into it.
I'm so excited for this and nervous also. I want to say a huge thank you, to Eric for creating this incredible app. That was so cool. I also want to say a huge shout out once again to the one and only Zach from Crits and Bones. Thank you so much for being here. Zach has also very kindly set up a promo code. Zach, did you want to come on camera and tell the folks at home how that works?
Yeah.
So if you're like, you want a dice tray, you should go get one.
Oh, it does smell good.
Head on over to my website, critsandbones.com. Link down below. I guess. I always wanted to say that. So once you get ready to make your purchases in the cart, there'll be a spot to put a promo code. Just put BlackwaterDnD, and that'll get you 10% off your purchase.
Amazing. So we are going to take a tight 10-minute break. You will see both the trailers for Godkiller Balance and Sin Eater Absolution. So grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a beverage, get ready for battle, and we'll see you soon for part 2. Okay, bye.
Bye.
A Sin Eater's job is far from an easy one. The afterlife is broken, fractured by old magic, ancient pride, and promises never meant to be kept. For the dead to move on, their sins must be consumed, taken into another, and carried away. Atop the hill, a Vagrius manor awaits, rooted in rot, dressed in ivy. The Evagrius family lies scattered across cold stone and silk sheets, each bound by the sin that shaped their life. For a Sin Eater, each death is a question, each ritual a choice, forgiveness or damnation. Some rage against their fate, some beg, others, they welcome the silence, but none can pass on without the Sin Eater's hand. And the Sin Eater, they carry it all. Grief, regret, guilt, memory. The taste of what lingers, all in the pursuit of absolution.
I know that when I do pass along these notes, I will cease to be.
There comes a time in everyone's life where they must choose, weighing the options before them to help them carve a path ahead. These decisions are often fraught and complicated, especially when the allure of power sits just outside your grasp. What would you do if told that you were meant to change the world? Would you carry your title proud and strong? Would you eschew your role, shying away from your foretold purpose? And how do you do that if it means challenging everything you thought you knew about your morals, your heritage, and most of all, the way you love? With the great divine war just behind us, we find two mortals on the cusp of divinity, grappling with what it means to be truly human, deeply flawed beings in a deeply flawed world on the precipice of the unknown.
I'm Gina Susanna, and I'm playing Ever Halassian, and I'm not the God Killer.
I'm Yanis Vessels, and I'm playing Rake, the Void in Flight, and I am not the God Killer. Not yet.
This BlackwaterDnD podcast series is Balance. My name is M. Carlson, and once again, I'll be your god, or your game master. While this game is still a duet, we've decided to expand our horizons and broaden the universe of our cradle, and we'll be welcoming new voices to our table as beloved characters throughout the story. This tale takes us back, long before the end of the universe, to a time where we begin to explore and understand old divine wounds that run so very deep, and what happens when love is caught in the middle. So bring your talons, your incense, and your family secrets, because you're gonna need it. God Killer Balance, sponsored by Hero Forge and Moonbeam, comes soon to wherever pods are cast. Until then, heretics, be safe.
When the world is in trouble and you don't know what to do, gotta call Blackwater and they'll kick some mess for you. So pull up a chair because you're welcome at the table. Come watch us save the multiverse. So turn up the TV and come watch some D&D. Blackwater, we'll roll some dice for you.
All right. So
Alrighty
you,
then.
you spend the evening getting the rest that you can, knowing the kind of battle ahead. You all camp. Is there anything you'd like to do before?
I'd love to just do one little scene.
Yeah.
I know we're very
Hell yeah.
grooved up about this, but Mark would love to find Miri. And I got you some of those biscuits and preserves. They look pretty good, and these might be coffee flavored.
Did you make them coffee flavored?
Coffee flavored.
You coffee flavored them? Okay, yeah.
That's coffee flavored, raspberry flavored preserve. Oh.
Don't yuck our yum.
That's literally a yum.
It's very good.
I think it's delicious.
Thank you.
Like, actually.
Thank you.
I don't know if anyone's combined these flavors before.
If I die, tell Esper that, because he needs to hear it.
Would he not believe it from you?
I don't think so. I think he thinks if I give him something and it tastes good, that I've tricked his brain in some way, which I kind of have.
He's a very suspicious man.
Yeah, which is cool. I like it. Shush. Esper, stop chewing
your biscuits so loud.
Your biscuits. Do a thing. Sorry. I feel as though I've just wanted to speak to you since I've been back.
Yeah.
I know we were apart for what felt like a very long time, and I guess I just wanted to thank you, in a way, because I was stuck somewhere, and the only way through was to, this sounds silly, erode a wall away.
Okay.
Which takes an awfully long time, and for me, time didn't speed up. And so I just had to stare at a wall for so long. And sometimes I'd forget why I was doing it. And then I would remember you. And that made it easier. And it did eventually come down, and here we are. And so I just wanted to thank you for being there.
I think you'd see that, like, that saying, the moment you said you, it, like, kind of opened a floodgate in Miri that's been closed for a while, at least since you popped out again.
Mm-hmm.
And her eyes would start to tear up a bit. Yeah, I missed you, Mark. I didn't know if you were gonna make it, and I still don't.
Yeah, the sun god doesn't sound super rad.
I mean, yeah, no, but I mean, at least we get to. I thought I wasn't gonna get to talk to you again. I thought you were just gonna. I don't know. I've seen what happens in gelatinous cubes. I thought it was gonna be like one of those. So you were just gonna lose more of you, but you're back.
I'm sorry that I am like this.
Oh.
I don't want you to be worried about me being a cube.
No, you don't have to apologize. It's just it is what it is, right? I'm glad I get to talk to you again.
Yeah.
Even if it ends up being for a little bit of time, which I don't think it will be, but we could die tomorrow, or we could die in the
I
sun.
don't think we will. I think Esper will, but I think we're going to be okay.
I don't think he's. Do you actually think Esper's gonna die?
I think.
Really?
He would be pretty stoked about it.
To die in battle?
Yes.
You guys.
If there was a chance he could fall on a sword and it would save one of those chickens gnomes ride around on, he would do it in a heartbeat.
I need him to have a little bit more will to live. Speaking of which, you do you feel like if it comes down to, I know you've experienced pain in the past, and I've seen you in fights that we've had, and you, may I speak candidly?
Yeah.
You don't take the hits so great sometimes. And I am, I'm scared that it's gonna be too much.
People say it's about not how hard you get hit, but how hard you get up, or whether
what they
you
say?
hit back. There's a lot of mixed metaphors about it.
I've heard Shy say the last part, the hit back
And
part.
I think it's about staying alive. I don't think you have to. I'll admit I don't take hits great, but here I am.
No,
you know
that's true.
I will absolutely shriek. It will be heinous and high-pitched and probably deeply embarrassing. But when you abandon dignity, you know, all that's left is sort of an animalistic will to live. I feel confident that I could chew off my leg if I had to.
That should scare me, but it actually makes me feel really good.
This is what I'm talking about.
I just to be clear, like I know you can do this.
Yeah.
I know you can do this. I just wanted to make sure you did. And I think I've gone about it in a way that wasn't helpful.
I'm going to be completely honest.
Okay,
There
do
is very little I can imagine. If it's just me in there, whatever the sun god wants, I'm doing it.
Okay.
I will shit my pants just to get out of an awkward situation.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yes.
It's very brave.
A lot of people just say they have diarrhea. It takes the next level to actually shit your pants at a function.
Mm-hmm.
That's a commitment I'm willing to do.
Yeah, it's I think that would upset me.
If it
Shitting
means
myself.
staying alive, I will shit my pants on a cosmic scale.
Okay. You'll shit the universe's pants.
Yeah. And then we can keep talking.
I would like that. I spent a fair amount of time as a squirrel. Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been just being a squirrel.
By choice?
Yeah.
Is that nice?
Well, squirrels don't have to think too much.
That sounds great.
It's kind of dissociative.
Have you been squirreling yourself?
I've been squirreling myself.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Thistle knows. I assume the others know because there's a few stashes of nuts and there's been weird sounds in the house at night. But
That could be anything. We live with goats.
that's true. None of them are that small though, and they don't like nuts.
Okay. Well, if you want a spotter so you don't get, like, hawked.
Well, I haven't been needing a squirrel since you're back, so.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll let you know.
Cool.
Yeah. Or we could scroll together.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Are you?
Hmm?
Did you say something?
No.
Okay.
I think that's the end of our scene.
Our what?
Oh my god.
We don't fade to black. We just cut.
Not even star white.
It's good to have you back.
As anything you want to do before?
It was Esper's had something for Mark. So Esper, I think, goes to talk to Mark, sees him have this conversation with Miriam, and be like,
start
wait. And he just kind of like waits, and then when he sees Mark leave, Mark.
Oh shit! Yes.
Sorry, I have something for you.
Oh.
You don't have to use it. I just thought it might make you feel better. And I'm gonna pull out it's like a lightweight kite shield.
Oh.
I know that you're not much of a get in there fight guy, but they're gonna be shooting at us. And so if you, that's.
We could tie something to it.
If you use
What's a kite shield?
It's a shield that's shaped like this.
It's a shield that's shaped like a kite. It's literally in the fucking name.
Does it
Thistle
function
says
as a kite?
angrily.
It's made of mithril.
It's just the shape.
Oh.
If you use that to block your face and your chest, you're less likely to get hit somewhere vital. I know, yeah. No. I just thought for this specifically. For regular battles, I think it might...
I think this is really cool.
I think for regular battles, it might mess up with your like magic and stuff, but for this stuff, I think you might be good to go.
I love how much you've been thinking about me.
I know that this is something that brings me a lot of joy, and I get a lot of adrenaline from doing stuff like this and being at the tip of the spear, and I know that that's not a position that you often want to find yourself. So I want you to feel as comfortable and safe while with me and my squad as possible.
If I'm with you and your squad, then I am safe. This is hurting my arm, actually, so I'm going to give that back to you. It's
the
very
lightest way I
heavy.
could find,
It's
but it's
very
really
heavy.
heavy, yeah.
Yeah.
Get used to it after a bit, but
people don't shoot at cowards. I'm going to be fine.
okay.
Shy flashes back to when our very first thing when he was running through town and getting shot out the window.
That was an assassination attempt.
Scream.
People assassinate cowards all the time.
Esper flashbacks to all all of the cowards he's seen get cut down as they turn their backs.
Okay.
So wait, last thing. Miri intercepts you as you're walking away. Esper.
Yeah.
I think Miri goes in and opens
Yeah, it opens up the iris.
Can you promise me something?
Yeah, I got you.
Don't sacrifice yourself tomorrow to save like a dog or something, okay?
You don't like dogs?
I love dogs. I like you more than the dogs I don't know.
Okay.
I don't.
Blueberry comes in. You can sacrifice yourself to save cats, and in particular Fry.
Okay.
Fry's the only exception.
But to put your mind at ease, I am useless on the battlefield if I'm dead. And I want this to go well. I'm not going to be making bad calls.
Okay. Cool.
And we'll all be alive tomorrow.
Whoa. Cool. Great. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay. You all rest. Perhaps restlessly.
Shy is up early, sparring.
Before the sun.
Sparring with the Chemnisa.
There is someone who kind of comes through and wakes folks up before dawn.
I think you would see the irregulars roll in, because I feel like they've been like positioned here for a bit. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, kind of in preparation.
And you would see a very eclectic group. At the front of the group, you would see, similar to the Kamnusa, swamp Goliaths, big, burly swamp Goliaths. But where the Kamnusa are like fast and agile, these
are some big boys.
These are big folk, and they are carrying massive tower shields, and they are eclipsing the other half of the squad, which are also swamp folk, but they are swamp gnomes. And you see the swamp gnomes through the small, like, semicircle carvings in the tower shields, carrying crossbows.
Cool.
And you get the sense that the shield wall goes up, and they shoot through the shield wall.
so
that
cool.
is, like,
Metal.
pre-built in.
Absolutely metal. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Guy hole.
Yeah.
Little guy hole.
Yeah.
And it's also
shield got an
because
LG.
it's low to the ground. The arrows are less likely to hit there because they're shooting. You usually shoot center mass.
Yeah.
Thistle is not currently visibly present. He knows he's got a big speech to give.
Yeah, and your squads have kind of assembled, and you'll have a chance to
It's
kind
by
of
the
describe.
forest, or are we kind of like in the...
Yeah, you're in the forest, and you know there's going to be the current front line has been like slowly kind of retreating with some suppressing fire, and then finally the people who are out there currently will retreat. There'll be kind of a brief window that you'll kind of head in.
So
and fill.
Thistle is kind of like, no one really knows where he is. It's not like he's left, but he's
off
off.
because you're wearing your torque.
He's off somewhere preparing for his big speech.
He's gonna come in with a Napoleon hat.
I think kind of knowing that Thistle was gonna go do this, I think knowing where Thistle is, I think I would kind of like try and go find him.
Real quick question.
Yes.
Does it look like it'll be a sunny day or overcast?
It's always a little bit. It's always a little bit overcast. Like it'll be a little bit overcast. But because of the tree kind of cover, there isn't like only a little bit of light gets through. But there will be some light.
Okay. I won't wear my big hat, but I'll wear my sunnies.
Yeah.
Blueberries and her prescriptions.
You kind of meet up with your squad if you two want to describe as the like.
Can I just go find Thistle first?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So I think wherever you would be, you would just hear a
knock on a tree.
Yes. Thistle's bent over like a little pond that he's using the reflection of to look at himself.
You doing okay?
Yes. And he turns around and you can see he's been applying like mud of different colors and like war paint on his chest. He's got like a big handprint across his face.
So how does it look?
Saruman.
Does it look okay? Did I go too heavy on the eyeliner?
Shy kind of, she's like, may I?
Yes.
And I think I like kind of spread it out a little bit from the 3 times I've ever done makeup. And I kind of, yeah, you look inspiring.
Perfect.
And then nobody's gonna fuck with you.
Perfect. That's the impression I'm hoping to give.
Good.
Whew, it's hard work, all this pretending.
Pretending.
Yes, I'm acting.
Why do you need to act?
They need a leader. Someone confident and sure. Not as many goofs and gaffs as I usually do.
This'll, despite what you try and show to everyone, you are one of the wisest people I know.
Well, thank you. But they don't need a dad. They need a cool older brother right now.
I don't think
On
they
a motorcycle.
No.
The leather jacket.
I don't think they need that. I think they need someone who's going to tell them that they're worthy, who's going to tell them that they're good enough, who's going to tell them that that he believes in them.
You doing okay?
Sure.
What happened with Mal?
He's still like doing his makeup. But he's doing it with like
Get ready with me.
He's doing it. He's not like it's not like, you know, how you would imagine a Goliath to be like applying war paint. He's using like brushes and little pads.
He's
like
lightly tapping the top of his microphone.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's like, come get ready with me. And there's a bunch of like transitions where he like turns his head, and when he turns sideways, it's like slightly the next step.
Oh my God.
To the pond.
To the pond.
As Shy standing behind him.
Everything okay with Mal? You seemed rather upset.
He's gone. He won't be back. Not for me, at least.
Did something happen?
Yeah. You ever make what feels like the wrong decision for the right reason?
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm confused. Did you end it with him or did he end it with you?
I ended it with him.
Oh.
He wasn't right to... I was being selfish. And I felt like I'd been stringing him along, and I wasn't right to do that anymore. And if it's not where my heart is, then he deserves. And this ain't me being sanctimonious about it, it's just facts. He's an incredible, wonderful man who deserves someone who can be all in for him. I was once, but I'm not that person anymore, no matter how hard I try to be.
And he's not Esper.
I think if I think that's part of it, but I'm also not the same as he knew me, and I tried really hard to be the person I was when I was with him. Because it was easy, right? Like I could just fall back into that step with him. But I also didn't like the thought of me going and him waiting. Because it would just be that over and over and over again, because this ain't gonna stop. And I'm not gonna, not that he would ever ask me to, but I would feel wrong doing that. We'd been apart for an exponential amount of time longer than we'd ever been together. And my feelings for Esper aside, though incredibly big as those are, it's not fair to keep him hoping for something that just isn't there. Or isn't there in a way that he deserves. But he wouldn't take my the bracelet that I made for him, and fair enough. But I'm not expecting. I know he's your friend.
He's all of our friend.
Yeah. He's an incredible person, and I don't ever expect him to forgive me. But I just want him to live an incredibly wonderful life. And he couldn't do that well, waiting for me. But maybe I don't know. Again, the second he walked away, I almost fucking buried my head in the sand of the beach. I'll never be able to go back there. Felt so stupid. Like I'd cut myself adrift from one of the only things that's like ever truly tethered me in my life. I'm kind of just floating right now. Trying to tread water. Don't really need to go anywhere right now. Just gotta fucking remember how to swim. That's all. Thanks for asking.
Of course. Grief is an awful lot like treading water. Well, for most of us. Not maybe for you, but for most of us. You can do it for a while, but eventually you'll tire and drown in it. I think you have to start finding a reason to tether to yourself. Since I've known you, you have always used others as your guiding star. It was saving your brother, your mother, Mel, Esper. I've never heard you talk about what you want to do that doesn't involve someone else. And I don't say that as a criticism. I've spent most of my life chasing the moon, but maybe this is an opportunity to figure out who Honiah Shydare is without defining that with someone else.
It's remembering how to swim. When you've been told you can't do any of the same strokes you've ever used before.
I don't think you have to ignore the things you've done before. You just have to find a new reason to swim.
Maybe. I'll tell you what, it fucking sucks.
Yes. I know.
And I miss him.
I know that too.
If you speak to him, don't tell me about it.
To Mal.
Yeah. Please don't tell me about it.
All right. I won't.
Not even if I ask you.
All right. And I might not be the wisest person to tether to, but I'm always there if you need a quiet place to dock for the night.
I appreciate that, Thistle. Same to you. You know that. We can go do some drugs together or something.
Now, I need you to go back because I need to make this entrance alone. Maximum impact.
Would you like a fog cloud? For some dramatic effect?
Oh, that would be nice. Can you do it from with the rest of them?
Yep.
All right, perfect.
Okay. You link up with everyone else. Everyone's kind of waiting.
Because they were talking so long, it looks like Esper's about to go speak.
Yeah. You're sort of like, somebody's got to
And when there's
Blueberry is like making her way.
And then when the quiet starts to like,
I think as he's like, as Thistle would kind of like, I would feel him start to approach. I would like the fog would kind of drop and kind of roll out from the curtain behind.
Blueberry's like,
and you would hear like a boom as he's like using Oakhart to like strike the trees, like blunt side, not like chopping them, but like resonating these big thuds as he walks in. And then if it's even like he walks in with a fog cloud, he's covered in like mud of different like hues that are like swirled together with a massive handprint on his face as he walks in front of all of them. And he calls out, I wanted to thank you all for being here and standing with us. The Yasil is my home. These trees are my brethren. You do me a great honor by helping me rid them of this curse. Know that all who fight here and all who die here will find home in the Trigon whenever they need. Bizik.
Kind of looks up.
Come.
He kind of steps forward.
And I will place my hand on his shoulder.
When you walk with us, you carry our strength.
And I'm going to cast Polymorph on Pizik.
Okay.
And turn him into a bear. Like a big, giant, brown bear.
Okay.
Big bear.
And then I'm going to hand print on the face.
Cool. Yeah.
And I will say,
for the Yasil.
For your sin.
That was for Benji.
Yeah.
I think Esper will also step up.
Yeah. Yeah, as you hear kind of a cry erupt.
I've fought with you all. I've bled with you all. There are times in our lives when days are truly important. And this is one of them. We are putting ourselves in harm's way so that others don't have to. We are the point of the blade that will cut this rot free from this forest. So remember, as always, eyes up, No dying. We'll see you when we get back.
Oh, no, dying. See,
Angela just kind of.
And, I will also go around.
Yeah.
And on all of Best Wishes, I know the mechanics work differently, but on all of Best Wishes, I will cast either at 4th level or up a spell slot. I will cast Freedom of Movement.
Nice.
Cool.
We can count that at the end as part of the kind of win. Like
Okay.
when we get to the win condition, that can be part of the expended resources. Basically.
Yeah, I just basically want them all not to ever be like, slowed down by the terrain, or if we come up against spiders or whatever.
Also, as you're polymorphing Physic, I will cast Ceremony for coming of age.
Okay.
Cute.
I'm gonna turn this boy into a druid.
He kind of stands up and like, gives a big like. So with that, as we head into it, yes, Blueberry.
Blueberry also has a handprint, but then it's just jam that she smeared on it by accident.
Also, I need to circle back. Did you say that coffee flavored jam is delicious?
No, coffee and raspberry.
Coffee
come
and
together
raspberry
very
together
well.
is good.
Yeah.
So good.
But it's the consistency of jam with the flavor.
This
of
guy's never fucked with a samovar.
No.
You see this guy? You hear it? Oh, he admitted it! This guy got fucked with samovars!
I don't know what that word is.
So we have heard about the irregulars. Angelo is with you. You're with them. Can you describe your units and what your kind of squad looks like as it heads forward?
I'll let you go for the crocodiles. I'll take the chemistry.
Yeah, I'm leading the crocodiles in. We're drifting in the water yet?
Not yet.
Not
So you would know you're kind of coming
I have
through.
you on a crocodile
You're on this
over there.
side.
Slay, there I
there's
am.
Like a little embankment
Yeah.
and then into the river below. So
Yeah.
kind of your first approach is to kind of get into position at that embankment before you head into the river.
We're heading. How many do we have? We have 2, right?
Two large lily crocodiles.
We have 2. Yeah, I'm riding on one of them, but at some point I would like 1 foot on each of them.
Have you seen your mini yet?
Yeah, she's on top.
She's right on top.
She's a top. It's always the surprising
Knowing
ones.
Will? Yeah, I can see it.
It's all the surprising ones. So she's riding them in. She's like, cannot speak the language of the crocodiles, but she feels a comfort in their like familiarity from their little fun ride they had yesterday. And
they seem to respond to you like when you speak to them. They kind of like there's an understanding, even though they're not able to speak back to you directly. There's an understanding.
we do like a lot of nods. And I'm in like a crouched, ready position.
You see Shy has come out like in the same colors as the Kamnusa, like all of her own color, like even her skin has kind of taken on this because of the mud and the camouflage has taken on this kind of like mottled gray. Her hair is kind of braided back fully in. There's like a lot of like dark colors on her face, wearing kind of the greens, and she's tried as much as she can to cover up the bioluminescence. And Shy stands immediately within the pack. She is not at the front, she is in the middle. And knowing very much like this is her unit that she's running with, that it's like these wonderful 10 Kamnusa are incredibly skilled, incredibly trained, and they are assets to each other. She doesn't need to lead them.
Nice.
She can fight right alongside with them. Shy looks fucking revved up and ready to go.
Nice. And Thistle and Miri?
Thistle stands at the front
with
Physic in bear form next to him.
Yeah.
And he's got the Scarlet Elites with him.
Nice.
And I think with them, they are essentially like the 16 of them are made for sort of fast movement and like strike and like disengage.
Yeah.
And so I think they are sort of arrayed around him in the sort of idea that he will initiate a conflict and then they will come in from the side, attack, and then break off again.
Yeah.
And I think because they know that they're going with the hill, they're going up against predominantly like spiders. I think they've got small axes for this particular one, a lot of like chopping
Legs off.
legs and usually I think they would fight maybe with more like swords or that kind of thing, but now because they know they're fighting mainly spider like beasts, it's like a lot of like puncture, chop, and they're like one in each hand. Yeah, and I'm thinking very sort of like Wheel of Time, like the ones that Rand is part of, the.
Asarai?
Hmm?
The Asarai? Is that what they're called?
The northern, like the guys who do a lot of running and stuff, all the redheads.
Yeah,
Anyways,
why can't I think of their name?
I can't either. But like very quick, very like fast, always moving.
Yeah.
And so I think that's sort of what their team. Aiel.
Nice. And you've got the peony dragons.
Yeah, Miri's hanging out with the peony dragons. These like big, flowery, petaled, like gorgeous-looking drake creatures, and they with these like just like very unexpectedly scary claws and teeth, hidden in all of the like fae beauty. Yeah. And Miri has like high school football coach energy, and is like, here's what we're gonna do, and she's like showing them and drawing like lines in the sand with sticks about how we're gonna keep them mobile and moving about the battlefield. Yeah, keeping them moving, and they're all kind of like, oh, okay, because they're like very visible. So our whole thing is gonna be get in, get out, change places.
You can speak to them in Draconic.
Hell yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So Miri's just like, they're all.
One little thing. Mark has complete faith in Angelo, not giving him any orders, but he has prestidigitated his big hat blue and has put in Draconic press on the front.
Before the three parties split up, I'm gonna. Mark, can you make a link between these two, between one of them? Like choose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. I'm gonna walk up to Shy.
What's up?
They're doing the what's up.
You don't know. You don't know.
Because we're looking at each other going,
See.
Absolutely.
It's the eyes. And I hand you, it's like a leather thong, and at the bottom of it is a knuckle bone that he's drilled a hole through that he can put it on on a necklace, essentially. So that I can stay in touch.
Okay.
Okay. You don't mind me in your ear, yeah?
I have to ask.
You can't respond, but, you know.
Don't be stupid out there, okay?
I'll try.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
So now we have full battlefield communication.
Absolutely.
Which will explain why above table we can talk
we can
amongst
talk to each
ourselves.
other.
That FBC.
So there are going to be 3 rounds to this whole combat.
Ooh, I'm fired up.
Like 3 rounds.
My legs have been.
3 rounds in total. So it's like, and then each round is going to have 3 phases.
Okay.
Right. So there's like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of each round, representing the different corridors. So over on this side, we have the hill corridor. We have the road corridor.
Can we get mini map up? So
And
that,
we have the river corridor.
Come on, river.
This is the hill, road, river.
Whoop, whoop.
To be
That's
clear,
a
Shy and
lot.
Blueberry are on the river, Esper and Mark are on the road, and Thistle and Miri are on the hill. So what we are going to do is I'll allow you guys to choose the order for the round. So if we want to start with, on the road, the river, or the hill, we will do that first, and then we'll get to the other 2. But we'll resolve that first, those phases, and then we'll move to round 2.
I think we should start on the road.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
I've put out the plan. Are you good with this plan? Because we're using a lot of abilities early off top.
absolutely.
Okay, so
So you come down, you kind of converge out of the forest onto the road as you kind of lead this approach. How would you like to do it as you come to the edges of this road?
well, first, Esper's going to look over to Mark and basically be like, "What are they thinking?" And yeah, did you want to?
Well, I can't actually see what they're thinking. That's not one of my things. But
And yeah, you can see as you kind of crest over, you can see the line of shield dwarves along the the bridge, and behind them you can see a number of crossbowmen kind of at the ready, and you see what you can only suspect is Passkeeper Dunt on a fairly large cave bear, also with crossbows in hand.
I'd be like getting their heads.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. So Mark has an ability called Mind Games.
Yes.
In which, at the start of the positioning phase, which we are at,
yes,
I can learn the spread of one of the positions.
Yes.
I feel like we want to move in offensive.
We're gonna learn what offensive is.
Yeah. What?
The
how's
offensive
working?
spread, so for those of you at home, there's 2 phases to this. There's the positioning phase, where you choose either offensive, defensive, or strategic. And each one of those has been assigned a spread of dice that I know that they don't. There's 3 spreads. There's the high success, high failure. We use 2d6. And the, sorry, I'm just bringing it up. The high success, high failure spread is 2 to a 6, if you roll 2d6. 2 to 6 is failure, 7 to 8 is a mixed success, and a 9 to 12 is a full success. A standard spread is a 2 to a 5 is a fail, a 6 to a 9 is a mixed success, and a 10 to 12 is a full success. High mixed is 2 to 3 is a failure, 4 to 10 is a mixed success, and 11 and 12 are a full success. So you are asking as you go, as you're trying to kind of discover what the spread is for the offensive position. It is a standard spread.
Okay.
Okay. Do we want to go the full play and find out everything, or do we want to stick with the standard because that's a decent spread for us?
I think we just get stuck in.
Okay.
That's what we do.
Then yeah, we are going to push hard to the bridge to hopefully find a defensive position once we're on the bridge.
Okay.
We're going to push hard forward offensively.
All right, so for this first, you move forward in an offensive position. You kind of like your shield's moving forward along with you. You can see firing out. You immediately see kind of this hail of crossbow bolts coming down on you. I'm going to have you roll for your positioning roll. So this will determine how a success on a positioning roll will give them an advantage on their next phase of the maneuvering roll. A mixed success will give them nothing. And then a failure will give them a -1 on their maneuver roll, which is
now
the
that we've
second
done the
half.
position, can we then use Angelo's ability to switch it to a defensive roll
Yes,
now that
you
we've
can.
already rolled the position?
Yes.
Okay. So we successfully position offensively.
Yeah.
With an 8, or mixed success position with
Okay.
a thing, and then as we reach the bridge, Angelo's gonna like slam down and create all these jutting rocks to give us cover as we push forward, like crossbow bolts slamming into big pieces of rocks. And
Yeah, so yeah, as you kind of come forward in this offensive strike, you realize that you want to reposition into a defensive strike. You use Angelo's ability that is able to turn an offensive position into a defensive position. The new spread for a defense is high. Oh,
we've already made the position roll. That
Okay.
was the question I was asking is, can we roll for the position to be offensive and then switch it to defensive so that we're maneuvering from a defensive standpoint?
It would change the spread. So if you use his ability, it changes the spread.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we will not do that because
Yeah.
Because if we...
That's the idea, is that you learn the spread.
Oh no, an 8 actually... An 8 keeps us in mixed regardless of what we do, and it benefits us for the next turn. So I will actually switch us to defensive.
Great.
So we can learn the spread, but regardless of what the spread is, an 8 puts us right in the middle of mixed success anyway.
Yeah. Defensive position is a high mixed
Okay,
spread.
great. So we are very much in mixed, and now that we're in a defensive position, when we're in a maneuver, my irregulars can do their ability.
All right. So you've kind of shifted into this defensive position as Angelo kind of pulls up this big kind of rock wall that you see the kind of crossbow bolts are digging into and chipping bits off, but your soldiers are kind of tucked in around you. With a mixed success, you don't gain any benefit to your maneuver roll. It'll be just a +0. So now we come to the maneuver roll.
I'm gonna especially because we're using momentum, I want to start winning early.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use the irregulars ability, which is called.
Shield
Wall. They have a strong advantage on the defense. We add a +2 to our maneuver roll whilst in the defensive position.
Nice.
And add +2 to this. It's a standard
Right.
spread. +2.
It's using their ability.
Ooh! Double fucking sixes.
Nice.
That's a 14.
Yeah. So as you kind of push through, and Angelo's created this wall, your soldiers are kind of able to move to the sides to extend that line. As they come out on either side, you get the tip of the spear. As you start to really align yourself in a strong position, and you notice that like some of the rocks on the sides are kind of shooting off. It seems like they have laid some traps, and you watch as your regulars kind of turn and block those, and are able to keep safe and return fire as you take out some of the shield dwarves and some of the crossbow.
Mark in this has just got his telekinesis up and is just ripping shields
Yeah.
out of his hands.
Like pulling it down as they get.
With these guys are like this.
14, I feel like a lot of shields
Yeah.
are opening and the crossbows are going.
Absolutely.
And the whole while he's like, oh, please don't. Oh, no, blood.
As your regulars keep a level head and they press this momentum, you gain a +1 for your next positioning roll.
The momentum system, or as I like to call it, bloodlust.
All right. Would we like to go to the river or the road next?
We're ready.
Hill, you mean.
If you're
River or hill.
River or hill.
Or river or hill, sorry.
We're
Go
ready.
ahead.
Okay. So I think for our first.
As you're coming up behind this embankment, you've got a bit of cover.
Yeah.
And as you're sort of approaching, it seems quiet on this side.
And I think that quiet means bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
So what we are going to do is we're going to try and take advantage of the ruckus that is happening up on the bridge. That we are going to come in quiet and quick. So we are going to, for our positioning roll, we are going to come in an offensive position.
Okay.
However, my ability, called Foggy Dew, which is you release a fog cloud changing the battlefield dynamics. You may choose the battlefield position, offensive, defensive, or strategic, and succeed on your petitioning roll automatically.
Yes, you use your ability right away. Also, don't forget, you can roll a 6 to see if you recharge your ability.
On top of our turn,
So
listed that we did 3.
so I am gonna see, like, this sounds like a perfect time to use this, because what we want is have the ability for the Kamnusa to rush forward, the crocodiles to get into their position in the river.
I wish I had a river.
Exactly. Because the major plan is to basically have the Kamnusa go forward and throw these lizard folk essentially backwards towards, like, we start the push, and then hopefully the crocodiles are hungry, and then we finish them off backwards.
Okay.
So we're gonna push
Filled
for
with goat's blood.
that was yesterday.
So you take the offensive position.
And I succeed. We succeed automatically on the positioning roll.
Yes, absolutely.
And so do we technically get a +1 to
Yes,
carry?
you get a +1 to
Great.
your maneuver.
Great. Do you want to roll the maneuvering roll, or do you want me to do it?
Go for it,
Okay.
queen.
As
So
you watch
what's
the
the spread?
Kamnusa absolutely in their element now in the fog, as they move quite stealthily.
Standard.
As they rush through. Yeah, it's always a standard for maneuver rolls are always a standard spread, save for one ability that we may see later. So yeah, as you watch as they kind of rush through very quietly as they make for it, roll that maneuver roll.
What is your ability, Blueberry?
My Star Blasting.
Star Blasting. And that is, so you want to read it out just in case we need to use it?
This ability can be used in the maneuver phase, gain +2
it's
to
maneuver
a
roll.
maneuver roll.
Maneuver, okay.
As you release.
That's what you're doing right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
you
maneuver
have to
roll.
call
Okay,
it.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You basically do it at the top
Okay.
of your maneuver roll. Do
Do
you want to use your
we-
ability?
So you have a +1 currently. That would give
Yes.
you a +3.
And that could be a really
That's-
good thing. I mean,
yeah.
we are using both our abilities right off the
Especially
top.
because we're using
Yeah,
the momentum
but we
system.
can-
Yeah.
Winning early is very useful.
And they can recharge. So do we want to use that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So this is
So this with a +3?
a +3.
Big hits.
Well, that's good because that is a 5, but +3 pushes us into an 8.
8, which I believe
It's a mixed success.
is a mixed success.
Would have failed without the.
Yes.
without the- oh, it would have mixed succeeded.
Would have been mixed success,
Yeah,
but
okay.
it's
All right.
firmly in mixed success.
So your Kamnusa move very quickly, very silently. The crocodiles as well are moving through. They have an easier time, but the Kamnusa, you notice, as they get to the edge of the river, because of the fog, they can't see some of the mud that is there, and some of them get get bogged down a little bit as they're moving into the river. It's not as seamless an entry as they would have hoped. You see darts kind of flying through, and for the most part, you see some grazes, a little bit of wounding here and there, but they manage to get into the water of the river. But with a mixed success, they're on a little bit uneven footing, and you are not able to take the strategic position next round.
Shit.
You can only take the offensive or defensive.
Can you take strategic off the top?
You can choose any which position. Sometimes, though, a failure in a maneuver roll, like a mixed success, can cut off a position for the next
Can
one.
I ask? Can you just run me through what's the benefit of choosing offensive, defensive versus strategic?
The spreads. You don't know what the spreads are, but it's more in line with like how you would approach that encounter, and then and
most of the time you can kind of like figure which is going to be which, because it's like in a moment where you're like, this is probably a good time to push. It's likely that's going to be the even spread.
What does it look like as Blueberry provides that cover with when you start blasting?
What do you
like the darts come down?
The darts are flying out from the other side of the embankment in the trees. It's hard to spot where they are.
Yeah, I'm blasting right at the darts.
Yeah.
Stop a mid dart.
So you're blasting these darts to allow the Chemnusa to get this kind of entry into the edge of the river. Even though they're getting bogged down a little bit by the landscape, they are kind of avoiding major hits. As you're providing that suppressing fire.
Yeah, a little bit of that, and then a little bit of sprinkle elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'm just sending some beams out.
All
Fireworks,
right.
even.
So we will now move over to the hill. As you approach, you know that you have to climb a little bit to get into that first position. That's kind of your first hurdle to get over as your forces kind of move towards it. How would you like to approach this climb?
I think we're going to approach it from a defensive.
Great.
Because we're climbing uphill.
Absolutely.
We're at a disadvantage because they're from above, so we're going to go with the defensive for the first one.
All right. So as you work to get into kind of this defensive position, you're all kind of climbing as arrows start to rain down from above. You see there's some archers kind of on the edge, kind of flanked by spiders as they're shooting down on you. The defensive position is high success, high failure.
Ooh, my favorite. That's good. That's good. We want that.
We've got
That's the best one.
So a high success, high failure is like high risk, high reward. So the idea is that there is a larger window of a full success, but also with that a larger window of a failure. So the mixed success window is quite small.
So, but we can go. You
could either be really good.
We should use Miri. Yeah. So I think Miri would like use this opportunity to basically like tuck into a little corner that's out of sight of the archers shooting down.
Yeah.
And light a fire.
Yeah.
She'd like dimension door up to like another spot that would be just out of sight where they're not expecting kind of flanking or off the side. And then light another fire and open a flame walk to like let them through to come around.
Nice. Okay.
Do you want to read out your ability?
Yes.
It's really cool.
So Miri's ability is fire exit. This ability can be used in the positioning phase to gain +2 to a positioning roll. As you use your teleporting abilities to gain the upper hand for you or your allies.
Perfect. As you create this kind of flame walk, you watch the peony dragons immediately kind of dive into that as they kind of come up around on the ridge ahead to kind of help out while the elites are kind of running up the hill. Let's roll that.
So we need anything. You can go ahead. We need anything 5 and above.
Because of the +2.
Because of the +2.
Okay. So we're looking for 5 and above on the dice.
You got it.
That is going to that's
good.
A 10 on the dice.
Woo! Total.
That's a full success.
Job,
And you watch as the archers just get like taken out by these dragons, and the elites use that moment to just fully sprint up as they are climbing with their war picks and their axes. You watch as they come up and just fully jump on the spiders and eliminate that first line of enemies as you get into.
We stepped roll maneuvering.
Yes, as you get into you're getting into that better positioning. So now it's the maneuver roll. You have a +1 for your maneuver roll because you succeeded. On your positioning
So
phase.
I'm going to use my ability, which is Woodland Assault. This ability can be used during the maneuvering phase to give you a +1 and change the spread from standard to high success, high failure. So that gives us a +2.
So you're looking 5 and above.
5 and above. And the way that this looks is I think that as we start like moving on to the spiders and the archers, the trees all sort of lean in to provide cover for the quick moving Scarlet Elites, so that as the trees shift back, there's just someone there chopping already.
Oh, this system is fucking fun. I'm having such a good time.
So I'm looking for 5 or above.
Yeah.
That's a 7, so 9.
Nice.
Yes. So that's a
With
full
a high,
success.
because with your ability, you're able to change that spread for a maneuver roll. So you're able to turn it into a success
Feels good.
as your Scarlet Elites get in there.
So does that stack? Is that +2 now, or does it just stay
So
+1?
your next positioning roll has a +1.
Has a +1.
Oh, so it's just it doesn't keep stacking for momentum.
It basically means it's easier to position, and when it's easier to position, it's easier to maneuver. Like
Okay,
it's
I'm
like,
just saying the momentum doesn't keep stacking.
momentum stacks only on the like
Previous
position
one.
roll.
Okay.
So like if you win the next maneuver fight as well,
That's another
you'll get
+1.
a +2 to your next position roll.
Yeah, yeah.
So it like stacks up.
Yeah, between
But it's only for positions. But again, getting into a good position means you're better at maneuvering.
Okay.
So you manage to kind of cut these first wave of enemies down, and you take that first hill no problem as you look across to kind of the next hill before the gap over the river. You can see a number of spiders kind of swarming up on
got
this.
height now.
Yeah, exactly. You've got a kind of an even spot there. And you can see like there are arrows kind of flying over from above, but you're in a solid position for the next round. So that concludes the first round as you all move forward.
Holy shit.
This is Healing Road.
So much fun.
Yes, it's so good.
Healing Road have +1 to the positioning. River has no
Nothing.
bonus at the moment.
Yeah.
But we cannot take a
And you
strategic.
can't take strategic.
Yeah.
But we've changed course. We know what we're doing.
All right. So do we want to move back to the road? Do we want
Yeah,
to go
let's
the
keep the
same
same
order?
order.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Same order?
Yeah.
So as you
roll some d6s.
Yeah.
So
yes,
that's my ability.
recharge your ability.
Nope.
And that's Angelo.
Nobody gets nothing.
No abilities except
We're doing this one wrong.
So yeah, our abilities recharge on a 6. You can roll that at the top of your round.
Our crocodiles.
And so yeah, as you look at the bridge kind of ahead, you get a better look at Passkeeper Dunt, and he is looking furious. Okay, great. So what would you like to do with your positioning?
Slow and steady.
Defensive?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep us the target so that everyone else is... Yeah, we're going to go for a defensive.
Our shields are bigger than theirs.
All right, so you kind of start to press as Angelo moves the rock wall to kind of the sides to protect your flanks. You kind of all move through with your shields. You watch as Passkeeper Dunt is like, you see fire in his eyes as he brings up his hammer and slams it down on the ground. And you see the rocks kind of ripple as he's going to use his ability, Disrupting Wave. And you're going to get a -1 on your maneuver roll.
Flat.
Flat -1.
Do you want to
On your maneuver?
No, you're the.
Oh, no, it'll be for, sorry, it's for the maneuver. So this is roll your position first.
Okay. What was the spread?
For defensive, it's high success, high failure.
My favorite.
Oh, that scares me.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
You have a +1.
Let's fucking go! It's an 11 for a 12.
Again, you're like the irregulars are seasoned at this point as they kind of hold formation strong as like crossbow bolts are. You can hear it. It's like rain just coming down on these shields as the gnomes are taking aim and taking out.
Just marching.
Getting a beat on the crossbowmen on the other side as you make your maneuver roll.
I feel like as the shield, because I want to work with Angelo a lot. I feel like the Swamp Goliaths never lift their shields; they just push forward. And Angelo is basically turning the ground soft in front of them, so they never have to lift. There's like no resistance.
Yeah.
So they never have to even like create a gap between the ground and their shields.
Lubing up the battlefield.
Yeah. Moving forward, like in such a steady motion.
Yeah, basically
So
like in the dip of a wave. Like he's caused a ripple
Love
and
that.
they brought it in the dip
Yeah.
of that wave.
As they kind of come through. So you have a -1 on your maneuver roll.
But a +1
and a
for
+1,
succeeding.
so it'll be flat. And you watch as you're moving forward, you see a ballista gets rolled through as you see them haul it over as Passkeeper Dunt moves through, as you all move forward.
Mark is absolutely trying to fuck with it.
All right, make that maneuver.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
If you want to move the minis up, you can, but you don't
take a
have
shot at it. Oh, these dice are.
I mean, these ones have been pretty hot for this.
But those are your dice.
You got it, Sean.
Here we go.
Relatable.
My first official roll
Do the right
in
thing.
the new box.
Got this.
Wait, sorry. These two. Combine. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Yeah. You're
Flat?
Flat.
Standard
It's a
spread.
standard spread.
Oh, thank Christ.
It's an 8.
It's an 8. That's
Mixed
right in
success.
the mid.
Okay. So you watch as you kind of.
For momentum, we only lose the +1 if it's a failure, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So it just
But
stays
you don't gain anything, but it just
stays
stays
at
at
+1.
+1.
Okay.
But as you kind of move through and are holding this line, you see the ballista shoots through, and you watch as your units kind of instinctively move out of the way, but it creates a gap as Mark is coming right towards you, and you feel this bump as you get pushed out of the way as Angelo takes the ballista to the chest. A mixed success in this one results in a loss of a unit.
I'm going to use my ability as I turn, I break from the shield wall, because I only have a roll guy shield, and I place my hand on his chest, and I stitch his soul back into his body.
Yeah.
I'm going to use triage.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
You watch as
Can't
it
use
passes clean through him, and there's this massive gap as Esper holds him tight and closes it.
Not today. We can't use his ability next turn, but we do not lose the unit.
Holy shit.
Damn.
All right. So as you
Unit of
press
one.
forward, and your units kind of reconnect and return fire, taking out more crossbow,
You got it, buddies.
crossbow units. Yeah, move them up.
Move 'em, guys.
Move them up.
Pushing.
I'll start putting the river folk in the river.
Where's that push?
Hell
Give me some river kisses.
Oh, I see it.
I love a river.
You do you.
Bad bitches meet with a
I'm with the Camnusa up front.
All right.
All right, so now we are over to the river. As you enter the river, there is this kind of eruption of splash as you see a number of soldiers have been lying in wait as Renzo is there.
No!
With a dozen lizard folk ready to ambush you.
Lizard vert V Croc.
Yeah, no, we already did. We do not recharge ours.
LVC.
You rolled, you didn't recharge?
No.
No.
All right, so this is the river clash, so what position would you like to take? You
Well,
can
seeing that
offensive
Renzo
and
is
defensive.
we are going to take a defensive position to try and hold the ground and not lose it any further.
Okay.
And so, we are going to take a defensive position for
All
this
right,
one.
the defensive position for this one has a high mixed spread.
Oh, okay.
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 High mixed.
We're gonna.
And so we are just doing.
No mixed.
We've used our abilities, but we have not used our units' abilities at this point.
Sweet.
So it's just a roll at
Yep.
this point. It's just a flat roll.
Right.
So that's. You go ahead. You got it. You got
Okay.
this.
Come on.
Come on.
That's a 6.
Okay.
Well, it's
You're
mixed.
high mixed.
High
Yeah.
mixed. That's a six. That's
a mixed success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you,
That's just for the positioning.
for the positioning, as you are kind of caught off balance, but the Camnusa have been as ambushers themselves. They are not totally caught off guard.
I think
and they
Shy.
manage to kind of hold their
I think
own.
as Shy kind of like takes my first steps in the water, it feels wrong. Like it
Yeah.
feels like this is not.
Absolutely, and the river is green with that kind of film.
And it shouldn't feel like this if there isn't already people in it. So I think the word goes out that there is something wrong in the water. So we're able to like hold. Well done, Sean. Yeah.
Get a bonus to an
So we're able to like.
If I do see someone else.
We're able to recover, but we're still caught a bit off guard.
Yes.
But we're not caught totally on the back foot.
Yeah, as the crocodiles kind of snap open, and you see darts kind of sticking in their armor and their back, but they're holding their own. So now you can make your maneuver roll. Standard spread.
Okay, and so I think at this one we're not in a strategic position. We could use the Camnusa roll. I didn't see that. No, we already did the position roll. I thought that was a maneuver roll. That was my mistake reading that one, but it wouldn't have changed because it was high mixed anyway, and we still would have been in a mixed. So I think it's just a flat roll for us.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. The Camnusa ability is to add a +2 to a strategic or defensive position roll, but that wouldn't have helped anyway at this point.
Right.
Do you want to roll? Do you want me to?
I'll do it.
You got it. You got it. You got it. Big money, no whammies.
No, it's bad.
Ooh, that's a fail.
Well, no.
Well,
we're in a standard spread, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we fail.
What'd
with
you
that
get?
one. A 4.
Yeah.
Hey. So the ambushers manage to kind of overwhelm you. Even though you're sort of ready for this, more pop up and sort of overwhelm your forces as they are cutting folks down. It's a bit of a massacre, and you feel a little bit like you're drowning in this. As the darts just hail down. There's a lot more of them, and it is very intense as your forces are getting scattered a little bit and not able to kind of hold together. So you are on the back foot and scrambling. This results in a lost unit.
Okay.
And you're not able to take the defensive position next round. Okay. So you watch as the kind of the crocodiles. Well, you can choose. Are you going to lose the crocodiles or the Chemnusa?
The crocodiles have the ability to +2 to a maneuver roll when in a strategic position. What can't we take next time?
A defensive position.
I think we have to take a strategic position that next time.
Yeah.
But also the Chemnusa do strategic. Yeah, so I think we lose the crocodiles,
Yeah.
but keep the Chemnusa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
So-
Blueberry is sobbing.
As the lily crocodiles kind of move to protect, they instinctively kind of understand what's happening, and they kind of rush forward and take the brunt as you watch as they kind of both roll and take the brunt of the darts. You
babies.
watch their bodies just take hit after hit after hit. As they take out some of the lizard folk in the meantime as they kind of rush forward, but you watch as their bodies are like pin cushions as they kind of sink below the water, as the Chemnusa kind of come
Shy's
back
fucking
together.
mad. Shy is so mad.
Shy's mad. Blueberry's crying.
All right, as you kind of manage to kind of push forward,
Yeah.
you do manage to get to the other side of the embankment as the lizard folk kind of retreat back.
Positioning next turn.
All right, it is on to the hill position.
Roll for recharge.
Yeah, roll for you.
Roll for recharge.
Recharge.
Nope.
That's a recharge.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice.
So Thistle recharges as you are now.
Did you recharge?
Nope.
Okay. So we're going.
Yeah, you're looking at the hill ahead that you want to get to that high ground.
Yeah, we're gonna take a. We're gonna take a defensive position.
You.
Okay.
What is the spread on?
Okay, so yeah, as you kind of your forces kind of close in together, as you prepare to make this next move over to take that high hill, you realize the defensive position has a standard spread.
We can't add +2 this time.
No, we got a plus
You
one.
get a +1 from
Get the
your.
+1 from last time.
But we can switch it. I think we're gonna have a high success, high failure on the offensive. And I can activate a lot of things.
Let's do it.
Okay. So we're gonna use the Peony Dragon's
Yeah.
Fauna Whisper's ability to switch from a defensive position into an offensive position after the spread is known.
Okay, so yeah, you watch as you kind of come into that formation. You watch as the peony dragons kind of you watch their fringes kind of open up as the flora around them kind of responds and kind of lifts you up as you start to charge forward into an offensive position. This is a high mixed spread.
Okay.
As the spiders just start swarming out of all of behind all of these rocks. and
Okay.
things like that on this hill.
Roll it. Looking to the position.
Okay, so +1.
You looking
one.
for
We're looking for a
3 or higher for mixed,
For mixed,
or
we're looking
a
for a
10.
10 to get.
yeah. Get us
You got
that
it,
10.
Jess.
Get us that 10.
Oh, that's a 6 on the dice.
Okay.
Okay, so 7 to mix.
So you kind of press forward and you manage to kind of meet the spiders and the kind of arrows that are raining down from the other side as you.
So we don't get a +1.
So yeah, it's just a flat
But we do have the momentum.
You have momentum for your position.
Oh, for position.
position. So
Okay.
it's just a flat
It's
roll.
a flat roll
for your
for our offensive.
for your maneuver
Still
roll.
have the Scarlet.
Yes.
Yeah, so we still can.
Okay, cool.
Basically, Thistle leads the charge down the hill. He's storming in.
Yeah.
Pizik Bear is roaring next to him as they come running down the hill. And as they are about to make contact, it looks like they're going to be the front. From the side come the Scarlet Elites
Yeah.
out from the woods. I'm going to activate the Scarlet Elite's all-out offensive ability, which gives a +2 to their maneuver roll when in an offensive position.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going to activate mine, changing the spread to high success, high failure, and adding that +1. So I have a +3.
Hell yeah,
Alright.
let's go.
7 or up is a full success.
Yeah,
6.
so you see the the Scarlet Elite just like
6
screaming out.
That's a 6.
With this intense war cry, you watch as they like fully in their element, just running like arrows whizzing by them. You can see some of them getting like nicked and things like that, but it does not bother them at all.
Yeah, the tree branches are coming down and they're like sweeping down in front of them, as catching the arrows out of the way.
As they leap in with a full success as you fight for the high ground. You push all the way through, kind of overwhelming the spiders, again cutting down, and you manage to kind of dodge a lot of these arrows that have come across. And you get to the other side of this hill where you can see it's the final gap across the river where you see Loudrith is there with a number of archers, this kind of large sack at the back.
Gross.
As he's there with a very impressive recurved bow.
I think there's a moment as Thistle is like storming down this hill where he had a lot of doubts before coming into this, that he didn't like understand like warfare. And I think there's a moment when he's running, especially running with the Scarlet Elites, that he like thinks back to when he ran with in a pack with a bunch of, like, there's a time when he was a bear where he moved in like a group, and they used a lot of like pack tactics, and I think there's a moment where he sort of like instinctively is like, oh, I get this. Even though I might not like get war, I get this aspect of it.
All right. It is
The road.
On to the road as you press that final assault, trying to break the line. As this like crossbow bolt, like this ballista bolt, is getting reloaded, and you can see Dunt is there.
The regulars are their abilities back. Wait, so we should actually go defensive. Yeah, and then this is
our man.
Angelo, but he can't act anyway. We have the irregulars ability back.
Okay.
3 charges.
All right.
Oh, and I have to roll for me because I used my triage.
You see Dunt kind of jumps into the fray as well with his dual hammers.
I also have my triage back.
Yay!
Nice.
So we can save a life. Then I think that changes our push.
I think, we got to take out the ballista.
Yeah.
So let the shield boys do what they do, and we're going to tell all our archers to target the ballista. And I have been carrying for, I don't know, like 6 months in-game time. 3 explosive crossbow bolts. And so I just want to hand them out.
As we move forward in a defensive position to cover the crossbowmen shooting up at the...
And we just want to blow that motherfucker up.
Hell yeah. This is, as you take the defensive position, this is a standard spread.
Yes.
Standard spread, and then we add the defensive.
But we also
if
add our
we get
positioning
it.
of 1.
Yeah.
No, these do it on the maneuver.
That's exactly right. Big money. Ooh, I see a 6. Yes! We're unstoppable, baby. We're on fire.
That's an 11 total.
Okay. So yeah, you managed to get into that offensive position. Defensive as you kind of close up on the other side of the bridge, making it fully across, kind of pushing through. As you can hear Dunt just wailing away on those soldiers with the shields as the like crossbows are getting loaded.
And Esper's gonna call out shield wall, and we're all lock shields and push forward. And we're gonna get a +2 to this, so it's a +3 total.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Push
You
through.
got it. You got it. You've been rolling so hot.
What are we looking for? 7 and up. 7 and up. Come on, baby. That's a 12 total.
As you watch as the crossbow bolts kind of all hit, boom, 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 and there's sort of a delay, and then you see this massive explosion across all the battlefield. As the ballista gets blown off, you see Dunt kind of turns, and in that moment, it kind of opens up as you kind of plunge through.
I feel like I throw the spear like
just kind of like through. The irregulars know as soon as there's that opening. As it just hits him in the back of the neck as he falls forward, you see like his hammers fall to the side, and you see kind of a large 2-fingered ring kind of slide off onto the ground as
2-fingered ring.
You kill as he's
not really.
Taywin.
It's a real Spock energy.
No, it's chameleons. It's just
in his sort of attempt to like figure out what's going on and flee, you kill him. Not
Yeah,
today.
well done,
So
team.
he is down.
Can I put a little twist on it?
Please.
The thing, the meat and potatoes of it starts collapsing. I would love to sort of guide it to do as much collateral damage on its way down there.
Absolutely.
Knocking
Kind of
into the fucking boys
This is
behind.
the last round, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to spend my ability, triage.
We're gonna take him prisoner.
You're gonna take
I'm
that.
gonna run
Yeah.
forward as he's bleeding out with my spear in his chest. I'm gonna grab my spear,
You
pull it
recharge?
out. I recharge.
You did. Yeah, as Dun kind of comes
I
to,
put my foot on his chest.
and you watch as the ballista falls on that cave bear that he was riding, as it like just skewers through it, and you see the rest of the archers are all just mowed down by the irregulars. And you watch Angelo
Nice
also
job,
kind
team.
of reach out, and a bunch of vines kind of come across and hold them as as they all get hit. All right, so we're gonna move over to the river.
Real quick, I will send to the general and say, "We've got the bridge. Come on in."
Excellent.
Yeah, true. Fast
Yeah.
response.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
All right, as you kind of move across in through the muck, you can see this last kind of muddy hill, and you watch as the hill starts to kind of shake.
No!
What the hell is that?
As it
Excuse
bursts
me?
forward, bursts forth as you see the lizard folk kind of move around it, and Renzo kind of looks at you and smiles as this massive, like frog-like, aberration, this frog-hemoth.
Can we get a close up on the frog?
These
demon?
tentacles kind of shoot out, kind of breaking through the trees. As it erupts from the mud, you can see it's kind of 3 eyes as you and the Kamnusa kind of like come up to it in awe as you prepare to try as you prepare to try and take Muck Hill.
Muck Hill.
Muck Hill.
Okay, well, we are down to myself and
yeah.
Blueberry and the Kamnusa.
Did you recharge your abilities?
I did.
Nice.
Oh, so you can just. Oh, that -1 doesn't matter then.
Doesn't matter. So what we are going to do is we are going to take a. We can take, I think. Do we want to take strategic or?
That's what we.
Because I think we should take a strategic position.
Yeah, because you get your plus for the Camusa.
Yeah, we get a strategic for the Kamnusa. So we'll take a strategic position.
Okay.
And we succeed on that automatically as the
Absolutely.
froghemoth kind of like roils up out of the ground. I think you see Shy just kind of like look to the Kamnusa to the side, and she goes, "One last push, boys." And she kind of moves her hands out, and instead of that like the lightning burst or the radiant burst that she goes through, it's like a fog cloud just bursts forward and instead of on us, it's around the froghemoth itself.
Nice. Yeah,
so
it's
we can
kinda
get into a
confused.
strategic position.
Yeah, as you both kind of come around and you watch them kind of pairing off, running through, preparing to make this strategic assault.
Yeah.
And you've succeeded on your roll because of your ability.
Yes.
Let's roll that maneuver roll.
It's a +2, +1.
It's a +1.
Successful.
And the
Yeah, but they get a
Kamnusa, the
+2 for the
Kamnusa is
Kamnusa.
on a position, not a maneuver roll. So we can't. So it's just a +1.
You got this.
And what's the spread?
Standard spread.
Standard. So you
Standard
looking,
spread.
Ugh.
You looking for a 9 for full success or a 5 for mixed?
You trust me to do this one?
I do.
Okay.
Not myself.
We're gonna go with the shy die. Here we go.
Money.
No whammies. Fuck me sideways. That's a 4. So
Oh!
that is a fail also.
Okay.
Oh man.
So
I think if before you narrate what's going into this, I think Shy at this point is
shooketh.
It's absolutely shooketh. And also we've had such bad luck on our
Yeah.
rolling. Shy would absolutely make sure that Blueberry wouldn't take any damage. Like if anything's happening, Shy would put herself first. Shy's not letting anything happen to Blueberry.
Okay.
Blueberry's got her broom of flying.
Exactly.
Get
So
out
it would
there.
be the thing where also Tim, it would be the thing if things looks like we're going sideways, if you'll allow me to do that, I would look to Blueberry because I can't call Esper.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just be like, go, get on your broom and go now.
Okay. So as you prepare to storm this hill, your Kamnusa kind of run through, taking out lizard folk as they go. But by the time they get to the froghemoth, they've already been pretty heavily wounded as the Froghemoth just plows them down. As they make a valiant effort to take this thing down, you know the only way is that you have to get in there as you like run up and start just hammering away on this thing, and you manage to take it down. But as you do, you can see Renzo kind of fleeing as he turns and as a dart kind of flies out and hits you in the neck, it pushes you over the edge. As a failure in this results in the loss of 2 units or a unit and a hero unit.
Unit and a hero unit, and Blueberry gets out.
So because your other unit is already
about
down, the Kamnusa, you watch them kind of fall around you, and you watch as Shy kind of falls as well, like alongside the Froghemoth.
I
Renzo
knew
runs
naming
through the
them
path.
would make it hurt more, and I was right.
As Renzo disappears.
Oh, it's the Kamnusa you're worried
into
about.
the distance,
I'm kidding.
heading towards.
We'll revivify you. We're not going to spend the
Well,
resources.
they're gone. Can I go and try and save her?
Yes, you kind of head down. You're able to save her. She's not dead. She's unconscious.
Okay.
But
if they've fled, you said they fled.
you've taken it, but at great cost.
Yeah. I don't leave. I'm coming to you, and
I'm unconscious.
I'm gonna throw your unconscious body over my shoulder. And I'm gonna put us both
Broom
on the
away.
broom. Yeah.
Okay, so you start brooming back over.
Dead or unconscious?
The Kamnusa are dead. All right.
Roll to recharge the dragons. I'll roll to recharge
Dragons
onto
first.
the hill.
It sure does. I like those boys.
Okay, so the elites don't get a recharge.
We roll better.
Well, sometimes it's just dice.
Sometimes it's
That's
just
good.
fucking
That's +2 to
It is huge. As
You were
you
already plus
look
two.
at this
Nice.
gap across the river, you see like this is the one thing you can do. Loudrith is going to use his ability. Renzo was not able to use his ability because it only works when you're in an offensive position. You guys didn't take an offensive position at all.
We took it off the top, but couldn't.
Yes, but he was lying. Yeah, he was not in view. So, but Loudrith is going to use his ability. You watch as he takes his recurve bow, and he's going to use his Spindle's Pin. As you watch, as you're trying to kind of get into position, he's letting out a hail of bolts that are kind of pinning you down to the ground. You watch as they're hitting soldiers and pinning them to the ground. So you have a -1 on your positioning roll.
You have a +2 because you've succeeded both.
And a +2
And if you use
from your ability.
Yeah,
so it's
so
a
it's
+3 total.
+3 total.
Yeah.
On positioning.
On position.
And what would I think we got to go offensive.
I think we go offensive. This is it.
I love that. The
We
fucking
hear
poetry
everything around
of
us.
Miri getting
Yeah.
the teleport to get over the fucking river is
I love that.
perfect.
Oh, yes.
Holy shit.
All right, so the offensive position is a standard spread.
Okay.
Okay.
You
+3.
got it.
We got this.
You roll. That's we got to get a 3 or higher for a mixed
It's not
success,
fun to roll.
or a 7
For
or
their
higher
positioning,
for a
right?
This is there for their position.
7 or
yes.
higher for a success.
success.
Yeah.
3 or higher for a mix.
You got it,
It's
guys.
standard spread, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go. That is a 8 on the dice.
Ooh,
Full
that's
success,
nice.
baby!
Good job.
Full
I
success.
saw a 2 and I couldn't see the number behind. I was like, oh!
All right, so you watch as again that kind of flame portal as they get across. Now well seasoned at this, and all the units kind of head through with the peony dragons leading the charge and kind of laying down. And you watch as they do that. They kind of have learned they hit and then dive down as the Scarlet Elites jump over and start hitting down these archers and striking at Loudrith as you come through with Oakheart kind of wielded as you behind Thistle as well.
+1 on your maneuver now.
As you prepare to kind of make this last maneuver roll,
And we can't do anything else to bump that, right?
Do you have any other abilities?
We're tapped.
Not like these abilities.
As a kid, if I hadn't have used my triage on Dick Fuck, would I have been able to use him on the Kamnusa?
Potentially, yeah.
makes me
Because it's the
really
end, yeah. Yeah, you maybe could have gotten over there.
Fuck.
That's on you, man.
If I roll a 6 on my D6 at the end of this, can I?
Sure.
Okay.
1
1 in 6 chance.
So Thistle charges on in. We got a +1. It's a standard spread. So we're looking for a 5 or higher for a mixed, or a 9 or higher.
You got
for a
it.
full
Let's
success.
go. Let's go. Let's go.
Come on. Give him a kill.
That's a 3.
That's failure.
Feels bad.
As
It does
you
feel
gotta
bad,
move
huh?
through, you don't realize Loudrith had another group of spiders at the ready, just in case. As you're sort of feeling confident, you watch this swarm kind of crest the hill behind them, ready to ambush and pounce. As your soldiers get kind of overwhelmed, the Scarlet Elites, not realizing, kind of focusing on the archers, don't realize this swarm bear down on them as it becomes a bloodbath on this final hill.
I'm sorry, guys, that sucks.
What is the cost of a failure?
A loss of 2 units.
Or a unit and a hero unit?
Or a unit and a hero unit. Normal, it's a hero and it's a unit and a hero unit if you don't have any units left.
Right.
So the heroes fall last. So you watch as this this
I would protect the
spiders.
Scarlet Elites.
So you're wanting to sacrifice yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, as the Scarlet Elites are getting overwhelmed, the Peony Dragons kind of put up the brave front as they leap into it and get overwhelmed and just torn apart by these spiders. And you watch as Loudrith kills one basically point blank with the recurved bow. As you see Loudrith kind of scaling back and already making a hasty retreat, kind of firing off. The spiders are overwhelming the.
Can I make a pitch?
Yeah.
Can I make a pitch?
Mm-hmm.
So as they're getting mowed down, well, I guess it would be a success to kill him.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So he gets away.
Thistle, in order to cover the others, full wild.
Yeah. As you're going for it, you have this split-second moment where you see Loudrith and you see an opportunity to kind of charge, but you also see the Scarlet Elites being overwhelmed, and in that moment, you make the choice to go for them. As you dive into that battle and push them aside, you get overwhelmed with these spiders, which you were not expecting them to be as hardy as they are. And as they are overwhelming you, and you can feel all these kind of stingers in your body, you feel an arrow strike right through your back.
I think there's a moment in it where he barrels in to protect them, and you see his wild shape start, but it doesn't fully take hold. And as it's almost done, that shaft catches him in the side.
Yeah.
And it holds the wild shape.
Yeah. As you're there, and you dive in there, trying kind of blasting away the spiders as the Scarlet Elites kind of rally behind you and just cut them all down. And as you clear them and take this position, you can see Thistle is there unconscious. You've cleared the objectives at great cost to some of you. As you have finished this.
I roll my d6.
Yeah. To see if you can.
Which one do you reckon?
Metal.
No, they're both metal. You gotta go crit roll.
Little guy.
This one?
Yeah. The gold snitch.
I'm gonna put it right here for everyone can see it. It's a 2.
Damn it. 2.
So you get over.
No girl.
And you see their bodies lining this kind of muddy hill as the kind of weight of this falls on you, and you can see in the distance the path ahead to Temple Veleno. As the cavalry kind of rushes in behind, you kind of look around at the carnage around you, and you were successful, but it did come at a cost.
And as Thistle falls, the wild shape on Pizik would fall as well.
Yeah, as you see it.
Or the
melt away
polymorph.
on Pizik, as he kind of holds you, tears streaming down his eyes.
I would try and see if Thistle is
It's just
alive.
unconscious. You can just.
So you
bring
him back. As you see Pizik there.
Oh, you did well, Pizik.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Oh, don't worry. I'm much harder to kill than that.
Is that the first time you've gone unconscious?
No.
No, I've died.
Oh, have
I'm in a third body.
Oh, yeah.
So, the victory conditions of this, if all your units survived, you clear the objective, you can see a clear path to Temple Veleno, and you suffer a loss of 1/4 of your HP and roughly 1/4 of your resources. So you can split that up between
So that's
spell
those
slots.
two, right?
You didn't
No, it's as a group.
Oh, it's
You no, it's for each corridor.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
This is for each corridor.
okay.
Separate.
Separate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I
so you can
I'm gonna
mark
read
off
that.
what you
I
think
gotta
is
heal
appropriate
one.
for that.
I'll
I
read
trust
that.
your judgment.
A quarter of health.
You lost. You both. No unit survived.
No, we had our
had one.
elites.
Yes, you had one unit survive, but a hero unit went down.
Yes,
So it would count as
2. No units.
Yeah.
so no units survive. You managed to clear it, but you suffer a loss of 2/3 of your HP.
Oh, okay.
Ouch.
Well, I mean, I'm
Into
at
the
0.
Yadira.
Yeah.
Like-
So I'll take all of it. Can I?
Yeah.
I'll take all the damage because I have way more health than Mirielle.
You would take. Yeah. You still take a quarter.
Okay.
So there's a bit of a cost, and you spend roughly half of your resources.
So like spell slots.
Spell slots or item charges. You use those items.
They're gone.
Again, or class features could be wild shapes.
I'll say
however
my
you
wild. I'll
want.
say my
Could
wild
be a
shape,
channel
man.
divinity.
Yeah, I'll take a channel divinity.
You can
5 divine senses. Like.
yeah.
no,
I like
it's
honestly.
too shy, Steve.
You
Just
can
while you're stabbing.
Well, yeah,
Nope,
like-
still
yeah.
no evil.
Only one hero unit survives. You manage to get there, but it does not feel like a success. Your HP is reduced to a quarter.
Yeah.
And 1 point of exhaustion.
Yes.
And
Oh, I get a point of exhaustion too because I'm unconscious.
Blueberry,
No, I think
your
I think it's not just because we went unconscious. It's because we
No, I
only
know, but
had one
I-
hero unit remaining.
I get one because I went unconscious.
not
it's
because
about
the
how
win.
many
Yeah, I
units
know
you
it
have
is a little
remaining.
different.
All right.
Because you had a unit survive. It doesn't totally fit, but and you lose roughly 2/3 of your resources.
Okay.
That's a lot of key points.
It is a lot of.
We'll have a rest before.
I
I
marked
do the
off
temple.
2 Wells of the Grave and 2 first
we
level
won't.
spell slots. Does that feel?
Go straight in.
Yeah, it seems like the push is kind of continuous. You could maybe eke out a short rest.
Does that seem 2 Wells of the Grave and 2 first level spell slots? Seems reasonable.
Yeah, I trust you how you want it.
Was it half of
Does,
For yours, it was half your
just how many you have?
half your
So
health
you would have,
and roughly 1/3 of your resources.
Third, okay.
so you've got 23 hit points left.
And we're gonna need a short rest because Shy and I are both at 1 health.
And your HP
Not
would be
technically.
No, like again,
It's 23.
The system is
at about a third.
you went unconscious.
Very-
But you
Oh, your health is at a third?
Yeah.
So
That's
you
what
have 30
these,
HP.
Like resources
And no
spent
exhaustion.
on is like healing. You
Oh, I don't have
guys like
exhaustion.
No,
Oh.
just shy. There's only one of your heroes.
Okay.
And then you said 2/3 of my resources? I had a
Yes,
quarter
and
health,
we should
2/3
try and
resources.
2/3 of your resources. Yours is about half your resources.
That's my
that. You get your key back on a.
Now, what does that mean?
It could be spell slots. Could be if you have items that maybe got used up, or class features that can also be used
Those are
up.
just, it's for me, it's all focus points. So
Yeah,
it's like I have to
that's- yeah.
spend focus points to do stuff.
Yeah.
So
Do a short rest.
Yeah.
I'm going to change my spend because we're going to take a short rest. I'm going to spend my Channel Divinity and my Superior Technique because I get those back on a short rest.
All right.
Okay.
As you kind of regroup, Endrick comes up and kind of surveys the scene, and there is kind of a solemn congratulations. You see the soldiers seem in high spirits, but there is like an acknowledgement of the lost and the sacrifice. As you spend that time, as they all kind of regroup, you spend that time kind of resting, knowing.
Do you bring Shy's body back?
yeah, I'm carrying it.
Yeah, as your unconscious body comes back.
Oh yeah, and I
You would have.
I also lay on hands.
back
I
up.
will
And I'm like,
spend some of the like
I'm
as part of the
sorry.
loss, I'll spend some of those lay on hands.
I will.
Shy back.
Shy is quiet.
I'm going to take a moment and I'll be sitting there on the ground where Miri's brought me back, and Bizik is there, and all the Scarlet Elites, I assume, are around me and saw what I did.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is I am going to, the coin with my face on it, on the back side is 3 triangles, one above the other, like a tree, but also like trigon. So it's like 3 triangles above one another, which is like the symbol that Thistle is making of the trigon. And he's going to hand out another gold piece to each one of the Scarlet Elites, almost like a medallion that basically sort of is a sign of like you are an accepted friend.
Yeah.
And he would sort of explain as much to them. And essentially what he's trying to do is he's trying to sort of like recruit people to like eventually consider coming. And these are people he worked well with. So he's like trying to essentially recruit people to move to the Trigon.
Yeah. All right.
As the battle kind of, like during this short rest that we're taking, Esper will unbuckle his armor just to check himself for wounds. And for the first time, you all see his back. Now that he's back from the mountains. And with the fact that it was magical in nature, it does have this kind of motion to it. And you see it's an image of a coastline, and the waves kind of wash up and down the coast. There's little specks of bioluminescence that you can see within those waves. And next to the coast is a pine tree growing up, and you see like the needles go all the way up to his neck. In the center of the pine tree is an eye with 3 vertical pupils. And then below that eye is a horseshoe that's on fire. And then sitting in the branches of the pine tree are 2 young boys.
Oh, that's beautiful, Adam.
Nice. So as you all kind of gather around, prepare for your short rest.
So we are short resting.
What that ring do?
You'll find out as you kind of take some time to identify it. That is where we're going to end it tonight.
Oh my God! Listen, everyone, great job, everyone.
Well done.
That was so cool.
Onto the temple.
Froghemoth, Tim.
Froghemoth.
Froghemoth. I want to give a huge, incredible shout out to the amazing sponsor of this episode, Crits and Bones. Zach. Zach headed out for the evening. Thank you so much to the incredible, wonderful, amazing Zach for these beautiful new dice trays. Head on over to critsandbones.com. Go buy his stuff. It's beautiful and amazing.
So
He's such a talented woodworker. Also a local, and we love to support local folks. And if you're a local Vancouverite or in the Lower Mainland, go to support your favorite local game store as well. We will be back next week with more of this wonderful game. And see what the aftermath is as we go into the fight with Yadira, that witch, and not in a good way.
Witch.
That witch. Also, if you head on over to critsandbones.com, use the code BlackwaterDnD, all one word, for 10% off at checkout. So put your thumbs up, babies. When you find yourself in a dangerous spot, and a froghemoth comes out of the ground, make sure you don't touch the goo. Good night, everyone.